Okay, hello everyone.
Are we live?
Yes, we are
Okay,
live. Okay.
awesome.
Okay. Hello everyone. This is Sensei and that is Mad Speed right here. And
Forgot to turn my volume down.
this is our great start. Great start
Very
to the
professional
great start.
podcast.
Yes, this is we're trying something new. We're trying something new like kind of podcasting. But yeah, before we get into anything though, like I just want to say, like, first of all, like I saw JSatch like type in chat, and I was like, and I told like Joe, like that's what I call Massby, like I called him Joe, like I was just like,
Well, no,
who
that's my name.
yeah, like I was just like, who the fuck is JSatch? Like, that just goes to show like how,
Oh no, it's only the current American loop champion.
yeah, and then it's like it just goes to show like how much shit I just don't know about the beatboxing right now. Just like I have no idea what's happening. I don't even know who won GBB. Like I don't know anything. Like I literally do not.
You don't know who won GBB?
do
Oh,
not.
dude, right. So the final was Osis versus his name's not Jolux. It's a similar name.
Jolux?
No, it's not Jolux.
Oh.
It's I've forgotten his name. How have I forgotten his name? That's embarrassing. Wait.
And you
let
haven't
me-
left the community. I left. I like completely just dipped. So
Um. It's somewhere in my head.
Julard.
Julard, yes,
Jay
that
said
one.
in chat. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. So
yeah, versus Julard, and Julard is the under 18 GBB champion from the year before.
holy shit.
And then he got into main GBB the year after, and then won the entire thing.
What the
Isn't
fuck?
that crazy?
Is he like 18
Yeah,
now, though?
apparently he was just louder. I think he's like first 18. Apparently he was just loud. He was
Holy
just
shit.
he just in any power match he would win.
Holy
and
shit.
that was a big thing. There's a bit of controversy about that. I'm not sure. I heard some rumors, but nothing has been confirmed
I
since,
see.
so I can't talk about it. Some things I heard that are a bit wonder.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I won't say any more about that because I'm not gonna be the source of rumors.
Yeah.
I just
but
heard some things.
that's crazy though. Like Julard, I don't know who I don't know who the fuck Julard is. Like I've never heard of this person's name ever in my life, by the way. Like
He's French.
yeah. There's a lot of French
Which means
people in
that
this world.
France have won 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
at
like there's a
GBB.
lot of French people that are good at beatboxing. I know that for sure. Like, but
Mm.
like I don't know a lot of people that are like French, that like are like new people. You know, like I know Osis because he used to do like Discord battles. He like competed in like beatbox league competitions in the past as well. Like he pretty...
won Beatbox League competitions. He
Oh,
won
he
like
did?
everything.
I forgot.
Yeah.
And I run this shit.
Like the
God.
like the Crook one that was done on Beatbox League, he won that.
Wait, you want that?
He almost clean swept it.
Oh my god.
But then someone beat him at one point, and then he had to go back around. And then when he won again, he just
Holy
like
shit.
continued his run.
That's
Yeah.
really funny because I do not know. I didn't even know. I completely forgot about that whole thing. Oh, Micah's in the chat as well. Hi, Micah.
Yeah,
I haven't-
Micah.
Yeah, that's like
Hi, man.
that's a familiar name to me. You know.
Yeah.
That's someone I actually know.
Dude, there's so much to catch up on in
Yeah,
beatboxing.
There's so many things
yeah.
I do not know, and like we're gonna like eventually get into a topic today of like just like something that's like brand new. That's like, so like we're basically like, for me, like I'm just skipping like a whole generation. I feel like, of like just things that
Yeah.
I should know, but like we just don't know, that I just don't know.
That makes sense.
So like, but like it's fine,
Yeah.
you know. I'll just be like it's basically like this podcast is mainly just gonna be like Joe. He's gonna be the one who's basically doing all the talking and like telling people like everything that's happening, and me just like sitting here and like reacting.
Wow, really?
Being like, yeah, wow, really? What the fuck happened? Like that's crazy. You know, that's just gonna be me throughout this entire podcast. Like this entire series, most likely
That's
gonna
fun,
be
though.
the case. Like, and then someone mentioned something from like 2020. Like I'm just gonna be like, I do know that. or like I probably forgot as well. Like some things I'll probably be like, oh yeah, I should know this, but like I don't. Like things like that, you know.
I mean, earlier I made a joke saying like, oh, we should call the podcast Beatbox Talk, and you were like, Beatbox Talk. That sounds so familiar. Like I feel like, did someone do a podcast called Beatbox Talk? I was like, oh man, I can't believe
Yeah.
you forgot what Beatbox Talk was.
Yeah, like, and that's like, here's the thing, like it's really embarrassing for me to actually forget about that because like I actually like I was part of Beatbox Talk for like a bit, you know, like and like everything. So like it's kind of weird for me to just like it's very embarrassing for me to just not remember that like because like I knew people during the ages of like when Beatbox Talk was still a thing and that's when I started beatboxing and like that's kind of so it's kind of fucked up that I forgot. But like anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, like okay, so Drillard won solos. Who won loops?
Yes, Weed.
Oh shit. Okay. And
Yeah, it was
then
Yes Weed. I can't remember. I think it was Yes Weed versus Matei. I think. From what I remember, someone
mm,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's them too.
okay.
Um,
And then
yeah, and also there's been also like Rage popped off massively there as well because he invented like a new Mark II technique where
who's
like
Rage?
you Rage Raje,
Yeah,
a
who's Rage?
guy I don't know where he's from. He is a fucking prodigy. He revolutionized loop to the point where it completely broke the system, right?
I see.
So, excuse my sniffing, anyone in chat, by the way. I have a mild cold because I work in a bar, so I constantly get slightly sick. So I have a runny nose, so I'm occasionally like gonna like mute and blow my nose, which I'm gonna do.
All right, so during this time, okay, so yeah, so well, to keep everyone entertained, I do not know who the fuck like won GBB this year. I barely remember who won last year, and I don't even know who the fuck Rage is, and like a lot of these things, like I don't know a lot of things that are happening right now, like straight up. And also one more thing real quick as well is that like if you're wondering like because I know that there are people that like either people are watching right now or people that are gonna come back after the stream that's gonna watch this part that is gonna that's probably gonna come up with the question of like when's the fucking Vokoda documentary coming out. And I'm going to say this right now with like all my heart is that like it's coming. And like I know it's not speaking much, but like we I have an editor, we're working on it. Like it's been a little bit hard, it's been a little bit challenging because our editors like they're doing it all by like the kindness of their heart, you know, like they're not really like doing it for like the money. I'm not doing it for the money. None of us are doing realistically for it for the money. So like
Yeah.
we're like, you know, like it's everyone's like doing it of the kindness of their heart. So like we're trying to make our times like work with each other to like, you know, for editing sessions, everything like that. And like even after it's finished editing, we still have to send it to Vokoda to have him double check it because it's been so long that some of the information he gave us during that time might be wrong. For example, if we
Yeah.
did this 2 years ago, before we even did that documentary, like 2 years ago before we shot it would have been fucking called Article, like like things like that. You know, it's like
Oh yeah.
yeah, like we
Oh
don't like
yeah.
yeah,
Forgot
exactly.
that.
Like he changed his name. So like it's like things like that. Like I can't really like so I need to double check with every single person because it's been like 2-3 years now since we actually shot it. It's been like yeah, it's been like fucking 4 years now. Like holy shit. Like it's been 4 years because last when we shot it was 2021 and it's like during 2021 of March and right now it's 2025 of February. Like it's almost March. It's almost like fucking been 4 years
Yeah.
since we actually shot it. So like, you know, like we like give me some courtesy here, but like it's I'm gonna be honest, it is gonna come eventually. I just don't know when because it's just a lot of
Yeah.
things to handle at the same time, and it's the only thing I'm working
Okay.
on in the Beatbox community that's I'm still actually working on, because I have like way more other things to work on. But anyways, going back to
Rage.
Rage, yes,
Okay. Rage kind of came out of nowhere. He is the best at sound design for loop at the moment.
really,
Like flat out, no one comes close, right? So he invented a technique where, to my understanding, like people call it the cables technique because it requires extra cables. It's effectively looping the output of the loop back into itself to resample.
I
And it's incredibly powerful because you know how like, in a door you can just like, oh yeah, do make these changes like and then resample that and then do these things to it. Basically that in loop, and it gives you so much more sound design potential that it's like people are saying it's overpowered, and it's such a controversial thing that people are like this shouldn't be allowed or this should be allowed. People like the argument of innovation versus like
yeah.
purity of like beatboxing. It's sparked a massive debate just from this one dude, and he's
From a
insane.
cable.
Actually, I mixed two of the tracks on his EP Human Error. I mixed Behemoth and Surface Tension, and he sent me like full stem mixes of that, and they were really great to work with. Really great to work with. And like they came out great, and it was just like, damn, like the whole reason that was the case was because after GBB, because I didn't really watch it much, I got shown videos of his set. He just put up a video of him just recording his set, and I watched it. I was like, oh my gosh, holy shit, this guy's insane. So I literally went to message him like, yo, I want to work with you really bad. And he was looking for new people at that time to mix stuff. So I messaged him right at the right time. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
Wow.
But yeah, like, we're going to be covering the like GBB Wildcard stuff today. The like just going through the website, just talking about stuff. The cables technique is mentioned in that, right? I didn't look through the whole thing, but I looked through it a bit. But the cables technique is mentioned that, and they have like a paragraph talking about it, right?
What the fuck?
And like other like organizations have talked about whether they're allowing cable techniques or not. Like loads of companies and organizations have been talking about it because it's such a controversial thing. It's like it's like a new tier of sound design for Mark II looping. It's that big. And this one dude called Rage developed this entire thing, and it's insane. If you go back and watch his performances, they are unbelievable. It's like, how did he do all of that?
Vocal Total.
Yeah, Vocal Total Bandit. Vocal Total
Holy
Bandit. And then Grand Beatbox Battle have allowed it and explained why with a big paragraph, which is insane.
Wow. That's crazy to me, because like, you know, I don't like, I would never think about like that shit causing so much controversy. It's just a fucking XLR cable. Like, what the fuck is like I don't
think it's that exactly. It's I don't understand it enough. You can go and watch a tutorial if you really want, but it's like there's so much stuff with it. It's
I don't have time to go watch a tutorial, but like maybe in the future we can bring Rage on to the podcast, and maybe he can.
Oh, we should.
Right. Even though I don't.
We should absolutely ask about like the controversy and stuff, because with his videos coming out as well, there's been some controversy surrounding him in general. He's been getting either some hate or some support, and it's just been like a whole thing. It'd be great to have him on here and for him to talk about that.
Yeah, no, I feel
instrument cables.
Yeah, instrument cables.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. I just know
I have a degree in music production. I don't know what instrument cables means.
I have a degree in film production, and that has nothing.
Oh, you
to
have
do
a
with
degree
this.
now? When did you graduate?
I didn't actually yet. I just said that I don't have a degree yet. I'm still studying. But cool story though. So like I think some people know this, where like I was actually originally in Chicago for film production. I am now in LA. I'm now.
Oh, you're in LA.
Yeah, I'm in LA right now. I completely didn't even tell you this before. I was fucking like.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I completely didn't fucking tell this. Yeah, like there's a lot of things I didn't tell Joe like before the podcast. Like I was just like, I'm driving, and then he's like, "You drive now?" And then it's like things like this, because we haven't chatted. We literally have not fucking like talked for like so long. Like it's actually crazy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm in LA now, and like I'm going to college in Chapman University, which is like a really like it's literally number 4 ranked in the entire world for film schools. Versus like with the old school that I went to, I'm not gonna mention the name because it's a really shitty school. I don't like it. But it fucking it was like ranked like top like 20 or something, and like. The reason why I don't want to mention his name is because there's like so much controversy already in that school that like also we're not gonna get into, because like again, this is for beatboxing. This is not like me going to shit on fucking film schools. So okay, but anyways, back to what we're talking about. So like like that's like as you said, like that's crazy. Like Rage is fucking basically changing like fucking rules and things like that. That's fucking mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like it's just a single-handedly like making people spend more time writing a paragraph.
Yeah, exactly. It's like completely shook up the scene. That's the kind of thing we want to talk about on this podcast, because it's like, the point of this, every 1 or 2 weeks, we'll just sit down, talk about everything.
Yeah.
everything that's been happening, and then just go from there. Just
Yeah.
go on whatever tangents we need to.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun right now. This is cool. I
Yeah.
think this one's gonna be a bit longer because we've got so much to catch up on and explain.
Yeah,
But I think
exactly.
maybe like an hour
Yeah.
in future for these.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I
Um,
think an hour is like enough for people to like spend their time
yeah.
watching us, like watching a Chinese dude and a British dude talk about like just fucking like beatboxing things. You know, I think that's like enough for
What
you.
you should do is you should make on OBS. You should just make mine slowly bigger as I colonize the screen.
Holy shit! No, no. Dude, that's you know what's funny though is like I actually yesterday my girlfriend and I for the people that don't know, I have a girlfriend now. Like we've been dating for like a year. You should know by now actually like I've been fucking posting about it.
Oh
like,
yeah, you
all
put it
the
on your
time.
story all the
Like
time.
I put it all the time on my story all the time, you know. But my girlfriend and I yesterday we went to watch this film called Detective Chinatown 1900s. And the entire thing is just about how like fucking America abused fucking Chinese people during like the 1900s, and like about like especially with like Chinese Exclusion Act, and like how we were basically 70% of all the in the entire railroad system in America during that time was built by Chinese people, and like there was just like so less history on it.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's true though, because I
wow.
literally took a history lesson last semester of school that was literally about the Asian American histories. And like during the 19th century
that.
there was during the 19th century there was a whole act in the American thing. It's called the Chinese Exclusion Act, which is literally to minimize Chinese people coming to the US and working and like all these things as well. Like because like we were just taking over apparently. And like
The Exclusion Act.
yeah.
America have hated you guys for so long.
Yeah.
So much longer than I thought.
Yeah, exactly. And like you know what it, and like this is a crazy thing, you know, like it's like this whole thing like has happened for so long. It's like the path that we've gone now till now, it's like there's still so much to work on, you know. And like there's just so much things to still work on. But like, you know, I'm not gonna get into it that much anymore. But like yeah, like this is just like something that I don't even know why the fuck we started talking about this, but like it's just something there. But Jerry's in the chat, so hello Jerry. I haven't talked to you in a while as well. I think Joe's now blowing his nose again, because like he needs to blow his nose again. So during this time, we'll just talk like I'll just say like, you know, like for the podcast, we are thinking about doing it like once a week or twice once every 2 weeks kind of thing like that. Like that's kind of what we're thinking of. Oh, now Joe just completely left, so it's just me now. So like that's kind of what we're thinking about right now. It's just like once every week or once every like 2 weeks, because like it's just like trying to make sure that we have time to do it. Specifically, is it going to be like a specific time every single week? We're not too sure yet, like because like
I ran out of tissues.
Oh, great.
I went through an entire roll
Holy
today,
shit.
the past couple hours.
Okay, so now, speaking of tissues, now I'm going to go into this whole different story about like in New York. And like when Joe and I were in New York.
I know what you're going to say.
So for the people that don't know, we shot so like during 2021 we shot a few documentaries. Obviously we shot the Galouche documentary, we shot the Galouche documentary.
No, it was 2022.
It was 2022.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So 2022.
No, because I started doing mixing in 2021, and then a year later you flew me.
Yeah. So 2022. It was Galouche documentary, Vocoder, and King Inertia that we did in New York. We haven't even like announced that we did King Inertia yet. This is the first we're hearing. Holy shit!
Of it publicly.
Holy shit! Now that you say that, fucking.
You just leaked. It's out there forever.
Yeah, it's okay. Everyone knows now. Okay, so but like, is it gonna come out? You don't know yet.
Yeah, that's you don't know whether it's actually going to be released. You just know the footage exists.
You just know that it exists. But then that's okay. But anyways, like we shot this whole thing like during that time, and when we were there, we also actually shot a shout out for Taco, and then some other shout outs as well for some other people. I'm pretty sure we shot a whole circle jam.
Yeah. And we also filmed King Inertia, It's Too Late, and
Yeah,
recorded
yeah,
that
yeah.
there.
That's right. That's
and
right.
that was all produced there in New York.
Yeah.
Well, the fact I love whenever anyone like is like talking about that
Yeah, I
video,
shot
just
that.
like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
I
you see the
remember
room
that.
in the back there? You see the room in the back? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my bedroom.
Yeah, in the
The
background.
door in the back
yeah.
is the door to my bedroom. My underwear was on the floor. The room was a mess.
Yeah, and that's exactly where this story is going to actually with tissues.
Yeah, I know.
So this story, basically like when Joe first got to New York, so I got there first. I got into an apartment like where we're staying, like everything like that. Like I was chilling there first. And like second of all, the second person who arrived is actually not Joe. It was actually Taco. He actually came over to New York with us. He came from Japan just like purely just for fun. Like we did not even like
Yeah.
I did not pressure him in
It was
any
for
way.
it was for Sound and Real.
Yeah, exactly. He just wanted to go to a live event like Sun Unreal, you know. And so like he came and then like after he came Joe came to New York and basically like we had this so we had two bedrooms. And Taco was sleeping on the couch. We had two bedrooms. One, the master bedroom was mine, and there was this other bedroom where like the ceiling of like the wall separating the bedroom and the living room, there was a gap.
There was like
So,
there was like a foot
like
a foot long gap.
Yeah, like so like there was like so like basically like you know whatever Joe was doing in his bedroom, if I was in the living room, I probably would have fucking heard it. So
No, okay, you're making this sound like it's going a different direction to where it's going.
okay, but like but like you know like that's just like the wall situation. But like the tissue story though is that like Joe came into the apartment, you know, he's like looking around, he's like, wow, this is a cool apartment, you know, kind of things like that. Like, wow, this is New York. I can't believe I'm here. And I show him to his room, right? I open the door and he's like, this is your room. Like, it's a little bit smaller than mine, but I'm sure it'll do. And then I go like, and then like, there's like, and like, I swear to fucking God, till this day, I did not put the tissues there. But there was a fucking box of tissues just right next to his bed on his nightstand.
I think there were like multiple boxes. And it was just, I just went out like, what do you think I need these for?
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, I don't know. I remember there was only one, but like, yeah, there might have been multiple. But like, yeah, there was like tissues on the fucking like on the right next to the bed, and he was just like, "Why the fuck do I need tissues for?" Right? And like, and
the funny thing was, I got super sick in like my first week there, and I ended up using like half the tissues in the entire apartment as well.
Yeah, I remember very well. I went to buy tissues like twice in the first week, which was like fucking weird. Like I never had to.
Yeah,
because
I used so many. I was so ill.
Yeah,
dude.
you were so ill.
That sucked for me.
Yeah, like that did really suck. But like especially like because like the first day after you slept there, like the second day when you woke up, like it was just me. Like I remember very well. Like I remember this very well. Like I pulled out my speaker. I played like the get out of bed fucking like the fucking music from get out of bed music from.
And I told you never do that again.
Yeah, and you right when it started like going, you just jumped.
Oh yeah, I jumped out of bed to like because it was funny, and then I was like, haha, yeah, don't do that again.
Because it probably woke you up as well. You were just like you got woken up and like things like that.
But, I remember the gap though. The gap was really funny because I could jump up at the right angle and just like pop my head over it.
Yeah.
If I jumped like up on the bed, and you were practicing loop at one point, and you were just practicing something, and then I just popped up my head over, and then you just like you were going, oh my god, just like it was so. Oh man, that was so funny. That lives in my head rent free, and I'll just think about it sometimes and chuckle.
Yeah,
so funny.
That's so funny. I remember that as well. Holy shit.
Oh man, that was so good.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But yeah, like there was just like a whole thing, and like you know, like we were in New York. That was the whole tissue story mainly. It was just like that whole thing, but because like I eventually keep seeing that like the tissue boxes, just empty tissue boxes from his room, and like even after he was not sick anymore, I would still see tissue boxes, like empty tissue boxes from in the trash can. I don't know where the fuck that's from, but like I'm sure it's not me. So that was a whole different thing.
What are you implying? No, I was just like actually snotty for the rest of the. Like you know when you get sick and then like there's like a 2-week period afterwards where you're just constantly blowing your nose.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah, no, I get that as well.
it was
So
less than fun.
yeah, of course. And like I think there was another thing that oh yeah, and then like there was this other story as well about like but this is like way after the fact that we went to New York. And like more specifically it was like I think like 2 hours before we went live. Where like how like it's about how Matsby introduces me to his friends.
Oh.
Um
No, okay. I panicked. I panicked when I introduced you to my flatmate.
Yeah.
This is not you. I don't say this specifically. Usually I say, "Oh, the guy that flew me out to New York,"
Yeah, but
because I don't give people the full story. It's just like the quickest thing to tell them how they know me, like the biggest thing, like in terms of them. It's like, oh, it's this guy that I worked with and became friends with and also flew me out to New York and then also did all these things. It's just easier to say, oh, the guy that flew me out to New York. And then
yeah.
I panicked. I was like, that's not enough information. That's not enough information. So what I said to my flatmate was, it's the Chinese guy that flew me out to New York.
I just think it's like the most like racist thing that I've ever heard.
It also makes it sound like some kind of mafia thing.
It's just like the random Chinese guy that flew. Like I think like this came up before as well. Like I think this came up like before you came out to New York as well. Like we were talking about this before as well. Like it was like you were trying to get time out of your classes to come to New York to go do like the everything like Beatbox League kind of stuff. And like I remember like you telling me like how like you went to your professors and like your professors were just like, so you're telling me a Chinese guy that's like 18 years old is flying you out to New York?
Oh yeah, on paper that sounds so much like a
That
scam.
sounds so
Like
much
it looks like a scam. Oh yeah, my friend who is a Chinese millionaire. It's just like.
By the way, I'm not a millionaire. To make that clear first as well. So like
I know. It's
Yeah.
just it's funny.
yeah, but like it was just like a whole thing like that was just funny and everything like that. Like yeah, it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, like that was a whole thing with this whole thing and yeah, but yeah, now we're good though.
Yeah, shall we get onto the topic for the
yeah,
day?
Sure. Yeah, we can get onto the topic. So yeah, so like I mean, Joe, you can introduce everyone to like the full topic again
Okay.
if you want.
So, now it says, I'll just refresh the page so I can have like a full look at it. So 2 days ago, the page explaining all the rules and the full announcement for the GBB 2025 Wildcard competition went live. We now get to read through all the rules and everything. We're going to go through it and just talk about everything. First thing that I see,
Joe's not allowed to mix.
there's a share this thing at the bottom of the screen, and they have the old Twitter logo.
Oh wow. Someone's living in
So-
the fucking
Take from that what you will.
yeah. I don't know what to take from that. I feel like a lot of people still do that. Like I remember very well. Like I know some like people that like still like just like refer to X like as like Twitter. 'Cause, like,
People call it Twitter. Yeah.
no, everyone still calls it Twitter. Like the Twitter logo is still like a thing. Like everyone like remembers like right away. Like I'm sure like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like
But the outdated logo thing doesn't look that good actually for the company.
oh really? I didn't know
I
that.
think. Yeah. Like, using an outdated logo for like other social medias and stuff, it makes you seem a little more out of touch. I think. I don't know.
I mean,
don't know
I'm
what other people
outdated.
think about that. You outdated? Yeah, I know.
I'm like completely
Okay.
outdated from the community. But yeah, go ahead with the GBB.
Okay, so, it starts off with important note. Please ensure you read in all caps everything in this document with, again in all caps, extreme care and detail. If you miss a piece of information that is important for the application process, and that in turn leads to a disqualification of your wildcard, we will not be making any exceptions. It is up to you to inform yourself about all rules and regulations regarding the GBB 25 wildcard application process!
Okay.
Exclamation mark at the end. Even in the video, they mention like 3 or 4 times, like Scott mentions 3 or 4 times. Please make sure that you are make sure that you are reading through this.
Okay.
Because-
Before you go
yeah,
into the
I'm gonna blow
rules,
my nose.
yeah. Okay. So before you go into the rules, though, I do want to tell everyone and Joe as well, about like my knowledge with GBB rules and how outdated they are, like compared to everyone else, just because like I haven't been in the community for so long that like I feel like these are still the rules, like I don't even know if they are anymore or something like that. Like you got to remember the last GBB that I watched personally was the one like the one that I actually somewhat watched was the first year of producers category. But the one that I fully watched through was the year that I think Biscuit won, and like a lot of rules are still like during that time. So I don't know like what the rules are now, but like from what I remember from the previous rules is that like it's like second device is allowed, and like it's like 3 minute tracks for loop station, and solos are like still like 130 per second kind of like battles rounds, and like the eliminations 5 minutes I think. And like for like audio mixing wise, I think it's like you can only do like very very basic mixing and things like that, and like and like it's like MIDI controls allowed, but second device is allowed, and then like your loop station, and then like it's like whatever you're using, MK1, MK2, it doesn't really matter, kind of things like that. Like that's all I remember from like the GBB rules from like the year that I remember the most, and then like the following year, like basically everything in the loop station category at least changed, at least in my knowledge, because like I at least to my knowledge, it's like there's like two categories, right? It's the loop station and producers category. Producers, you can use whatever the fuck you want, and then the loop station, which is like only the MK2 or the MK1, only one the RC505. If I'm not mistaken. And like maybe with MIDI, I'm not too sure even. I'm not even too sure about that. And like the time is still 3 minutes.
They allowed MIDI last year. We'll get to that when it comes to it here.
Is this time still like 3 minutes?
I'll double check when I get to that. Okay. So next it says this competition will start soon. Come back to this page on 15th of February 2025 to submit your wildcard. So it says for the application schedule. So there's 5 categories: solo, tag team, loop station, producer, and crew. Crew is back. Very happy about that.
What? It wasn't last year?
No, crew wasn't a thing last year.
When was the last time there was crew?
I don't know. I don't think it's been around for a bit.
So like probably the time that Sarakani versus like the Sarakani and like MOM won.
I think they did crew the year after that, and then I don't think they did it last year.
Oh, I see.
I don't think they did crew last year.
Okay.
I don't think there was enough entries, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and then so they all open on the 15th, and then solo closes on the 22nd of March. Loop station closes 22nd of March. Producer closes on the 29th of March, and then crew and tag team close on the 5th of April.
Why does it take?
That makes sense actually to me.
Wait, why?
Because there's more people.
Oh, like you have to like
for those.
schedule,
and it's just it's harder to rehearsals.
Yeah.
Scheduling people to like everyone being together, and it takes longer to mix as well because there's more people, especially crew. If there's like 5 people.
Oh.
And then you're gonna mix each microphone channel the same and everything. It's just like a whole thing.
Yeah. Is New Schoolers back?
Sorry?
Is New Schoolers still a thing, by the way? Are they back? Are they back together?
New Schoolers. Oh, I don't think they're back. No.
No, fuck. Yeah.
No, but I'm going to be using that as promo for like, this is why you should mix me, have me mix your crew stuff. Look what I can do.
From like fucking like 4 years ago. Like a video from like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and I think how much better I'll be now because that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, because like, I remember New Schoolers very well, just because like I feel like that's the video that really made us like just go viral like instantly.
Yeah,
like,
put us on the map really.
Yeah, it really did. Like it was the like. For people who don't know, New Schoolers is the video that literally made our channel go from like, I think like 50 subscribers to like 1,000 in like a span of a week. Like it's
it's like fast. It's at like I think 191,000 views now. That
191 fucking thousand views.
I believe so.
How the fuck? There's no way.
Yeah, and
202,000 views.
Really? Oh my god.
200K.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Like I've been involved with the acapella scene since then, and then the people that were running some events and stuff. Because uh, I worked with the Open Acapella competition as
Yeah.
like a consultant kind of thing to help them get their beatbox battle off the ground
Yeah.
because they wanted to put like a beatbox battle alongside their acapella competition, and they wanted to do it right. So they got beatboxers involved, which is really
Yeah.
great, really great.
Yeah.
They did things so well. They're doing things amazingly. And they like when they first met me just from joining an a cappella group and I talked to them a bit. One of them was like, "Oh yeah, I heard you were wanting to get into production." I'm like, "Wanting to get into production? Hold on, let me just show you all the stuff I've done." Because this was like obviously like after I'd been to New York and everything.
Yeah.
After It's Too Late came out, so I sent that stuff, sent the New Schooler video, and then he replied in all caps, "You mixed the New Schooler video? Apparently the a cappella scene, like that was a big hit in the a cappella scene. Like there was like I got told about other beatboxers in the a cappella scene like doing performances where they covered that video.
Wait,
Like
what?
it was crazy. Yeah, I know.
That's
I was like,
crazy.
I can't believe that. I was just like,
Wait, so like
it was so funny. He's like, "Wait, you did this? Wait, you did this one?" And they just had no idea that was me. And
you got
he messaged me like "Oh, I heard you were wanting to get into production." Like, no, I've outdone you.
you Uno reverse carded on him. Like,
Yeah.
But like, wait, no, you have to send me those videos of like people doing the covers for that shit.
Oh, I
Like,
didn't get videos of it. I
fuck,
didn't get sent
goddamn
video. I
it.
just got told about performances and stuff
Yeah,
that
because
people had
that would
done.
be fucking crazy for me to at least see as well. Because like that fucking that
Yeah.
literally made Beatbox League. I feel like that really did. Make
Oh, it did.
Beatbox
It
League.
totally did.
Like
It was like, wait, this has like some like good video editing and stuff like that, good beatboxing and
Yeah.
like really good like audio and stuff. Like, where did this come from? And like the intros as well were like something
Mhm.
really special. It was like that wasn't like
yeah. It
yeah,
was, like,
we were doing things differently. We just
Yeah, I know.
didn't have the space in our lives to keep doing
Yeah,
it.
no, exactly. Like I wish we still did it. To be honest, like a part of me, I'm just like, what if I was still doing it right now? Would I be running the G? Would we be running the GBB by this point? Kind of thing like that. But like like I was thinking about that. But yeah, like it was the fourth video that we ever posted. For people that don't know, it was the fourth video that we ever posted onto this channel. The first one was Welcome to Beatbox League, which was just me talking about Beatbox League and what it was gonna be, and then it's just the first shout out was Remix, who Jethro is still a great friend of mine, Jethro, and then second one was Duds, with like two different tracks as well, like Remix with two different tracks, Duds with two different tracks, and then I remember very well like when I remember very well like I asked the new schooler people like before I even made the channel like a thing. And I was just like, hey, will you guys be doing a shout out for Beatbox League? I'm like trying to start this new channel, kind of thing like that. Would you guys be down to do it? And they were like, yes. Like, I do not know how kind they are. Like, they're so kind to like, just like, dude, they were so kind to me. And like, they sent me that whole thing. And I like before Joe even mixed it, like, I was just like, I remember very well. I texted Joe. I was just like 100K views, like instantly, like 100%.
Yeah, you're like
100,000.
100,000 easy. I was like, okay, let's see. I listened to it. I was like, okay. I was gonna just do single mixes for each of the
Yeah.
5 channels, and then I was like, this can be more.
Yeah.
Okay. And I literally, that is the first slice mix I'd ever done. The first like where I cut
Yeah.
everything up. I had to bullshit the process and invent it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't.
It
wasn't
didn't
a thing.
exist.
I couldn't look up how to do it. It wasn't a thing anyone had taught me. I was like, okay, I guess I have to do this. And then each time I do it, I'll think of new ways to do things, and I just start doing things better.
Yeah.
And now I do slice mixes. I don't learn as much from doing them because I've got the process very refined. I'm doing one at the moment for a project that I've told you about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell those people about yet. I'm not going to tell the audience yet, but it will come out within a month from now.
Yeah.
Within like maybe a few weeks. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's like doing those. It's like it takes longer now than it did back then.
Yeah,
because I've come up with so many ways of doing things that just take so much time.
Yeah, you're just like making yourself in real life more complicated. But
I have to cut things up. I have to like sometimes overdub the sounds together,
Yeah.
or like take a clap, paste it exactly over where another
Yeah.
clap is, and then pan one left and right.
Of course.
Then I have to go through the entire thing and then crossfade the ends of all of them together.
Yeah, you just make your life so much
and
harder.
I remember for like King Inertia, It's Too Late, I highlighted them all to see how many samples it was. And it said 2,000 individual little sounds were in that.
Yeah.
And then I had to
That's
put
crazy.
crossfades at the start and end of each of those. That's 4,000 crossfades.
Yeah.
I spent 2 days doing just crossfades.
Yeah, no, that's insane. Like, yeah, people
2
like people
days!
don't know how like I'm gonna tell people this, like, you don't know how where fucking Joe goes to like what level of like fucking like work he does for like a single fucking mix for like $20.
No,
I don't know how much you charge.
That one. I charge more for sliced mixes now. I charge much
but,
more for sliced mixes now.
Initially though, like I think you charged like way cheaper.
I charge the same rate as my normal stuff, maybe
Yeah.
like double. And even then, like I remember I did one for Hershey, and Hershey was like, "Oh, how much would you like charge for this kind of thing?" I was like, "I just double my normal rate, like this
Yeah.
much."
Rage
she
is
went,
in the chat
"Bet," in
We were
all
literally-
caps, and
we
I was
were-
like, "Yeah."
Wait.
I was just like, "Oh, I've just quoted a price that's way too low, haven't I?"
Yeah. Wait. Joe. Rage is in the chat. We were literally just talking about you like earlier.
Rage is in
Yes,
chat. Oh,
Rage
dude.
is in the fucking chat. And like I don't
Oh,
know who you are,
right.
but
Rage. Rage. I was talking earlier about how you kind of broke the rules for not broke the rules, but I mean like broken people's perception of rules for looping and stuff like that, and caused a massive controversy with the cables thing. And we will get to that because we're still going on stuff. We've went too much on a tangent. Okay. The website says about the competition.
yeah.
So the Grand Beatbox Battle 2025 will take place in the X Theater in Tokyo, Japan on the 31st of October and the 1st of November, my birthday, 2nd of November, November 2025. Yeah, last GBB also happened on my birthday.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I actually have a question about this. I don't know if you know, right? But like, I'm a little bit confused. Like, why is GBB like the only thing the one thing I do know that I've been told all the time is that GBB is always in Japan now. Why the fuck is that the case?
Because Japan is currently like the beatbox capital of the world.
I see. Like,
Japan is just growing. Japan, like, I want to say Japan, beatboxing in Japan is about as big as drum and bass is in the UK.
Holy shit! Are you serious?
I want to say it's like that. If you look at like Sarakani and the stuff that they're doing like performances and shit. Like they're doing bigger things. Like in Japan, it's way more mainstream. They have way more small events just like happening and stuff in Japan, from what I understand.
What the
Correct
fuck?
me if I'm wrong, people in chat or like in comments or whatever. But yeah, Japan's like beatboxing scene is really starting to pop off, like really, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and it just keeps going. There are the most of the beatboxers are in Japan. Actually, for the last GBB,
Yeah.
I believe it was. I did this just for fun. I looked at all the entries, and I just put date. I just collected data. I think it was just for loops, maybe. I can't remember, but I just collected all the data just for my own enjoyment, and just like went, oh, this country, and just like decided which one. Like not decided, but just like put all that into an Excel sheet. And I looked at it. Most of it was Japan.
Holy shit!
Like something like 40%, something crazy like that. I can't quote it exactly. I'd have to find it, but I'm just not. It'd take me too long to find.
So
it was just like a massive chunk of just like the biggest chunk of the graph was like overwhelmingly Japan.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so many Japanese beatboxers were entering. And yeah, it just Asia in general has a much bigger beatboxing scene. It's much bigger over there now.
That's crazy.
So the biggest countries for beatboxing now are probably like Japan first, then France, and then the US.
India? Indonesia?
Oh yeah, no. I'm thinking.
I remember Indonesia was a big thing when I was still in the beatboxing community. Like
it's big in Indonesia, but in terms of like density though, not as much. So probably Japan first. in terms of like density of like the amount of beatboxers
Yeah.
relative to the amount of people that are there. That's probably France.
Yeah.
Then probably the US, and then
Indonesia.
maybe China next. Maybe
No,
China.
no. Zero chance.
Is it not that big in China?
Well, like define big. Like how do what do you
In
define as big?
terms of the amount of beatboxers relative to the population.
Okay, so China has like more than 1 billion people, obviously. So in my opinion, holy shit, my mic is sorry guys. But in my opinion though, like I don't think it's like compared to population wise, I don't think it's like that big. Like because like
Okay.
I mean like I think like yes, are there events? Yes, right? Do I know those events? No. But do I know there's events happening? Yes. Like I know that there's like a lot of events happening all the time, and like it's like every like realistically, if you really have the money, you know, if you have the money and you're rich and like you just want to do beatboxing for the rest of your life and like but like you know like and you can somehow financially like still be fine, then like you realistically in China you could go to a event every single week for like a month straight, and then like you could go to a different event every single week. But they're all
you can't do that in
tiny.
most countries.
Yeah, but they're all tiny though. That's the thing. Like it's like
okay.
it's like an event, and then there's like 10 people there.
Oh, okay.
It's like it doesn't
maybe
really
not China
consider.
then. Maybe Indonesia or India, one of those two, because both of those have thriving scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the UK maybe like on the lower of that, but still like one of the like still up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Japan has their own world championships. Did you not know this?
I did not know that.
The Hatton World Beatbox Championships.
Hatton? What the fuck is a Hatton World Beatbox Championship?
Hatton, I don't know whether it's a place or a company. I don't know. But they literally invited like all the top beatboxers, all the top loopers. They paid for all of it, as far as I'm aware. They just like paid for people to come in. And then there was also they also held a wild card, and like all the big people were entering. And so you had like Ice and Osis competing, and you had Bannon, and Joshua won. Joshua won the Hatton World Championships.
Holy shit.
He's a world champion now. Did you
Holy
not?
shit.
Yeah, Joshua is a world champion.
I did not
I
know
get
that.
to add him to the list of world champion clients I have.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, and he deserved it. It was like his set, so good. His set, it was so good. Listen to the EP that Josh put out. I mastered the tracks on it and assisted with some of the mixing stuff, but mostly mixed by Asuo. Really good, really solid EP. I love it. I still go back and listen to it sometimes, just like because it's just some good songs. Josh is a great fucking musician. Really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts because I did not know that. Like I didn't even know there was a whole different world championship now. And like and not only that, like fucking Josh won. Like that's crazy. Who won the solos?
Yeah. Who won solos? I couldn't tell you.
Are you serious?
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I haven't got a clue.
Wait, are you like does anyone in chat know? Like does anyone know like who won the solos for the Hatton champs? Like cuz I'm kind of curious now of like who won the solo category. Improver.
I don't know. You have to Google that.
Improver.
An Improver win?
Improver.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
really
crazy.
Cool.
Because I've never seen Improver battle.
Next GBB might happen in Poland. Yeah, I heard rumors that it's not going to happen in Tokyo again. That it's not going to happen in Japan. I don't know. I hope it's not Poland again because they had issues with it being in Poland because Poland has a kind of racist culture.
I see.
And there was some stories about people just being out and about, people of color, and just getting abused because of it.
What the fuck?
It's like really bad. I know. Terrible.
They should just do it in the U.S.
Well, some people have been saying like they should do it in the country of whoever won.
That's true.
Like,
yeah, I think that does make
I think
sense.
I think that'd be cool, but it would also be really difficult because what they're trying to do as well as Swiss Beatbox are trying to build relationships with like the areas that they do it in. So
yeah,
it kind of makes sense, but it's also really it's difficult to move around each year. Usually it takes more than a year of planning as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the difficult thing.
Yeah.
So if it takes more than a year of planning, you can't really.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Um,
can't really do that because like
you,
yeah, no, you're right with that one because like I remember like in film as well, it's like like for us like we shoot a film production, it's like if it's like a budget like 100K, 200K, 300K budget, like our last film, it's like our last film that we shot that's a 300K film, 300K feature. Um we shot it in Chicago. And the whole reason we shot in Chicago and not like LA or like something like that, it's like we could have shot it in LA. It would have been much more convenient for everyone, even for me, because I was already in LA at the time. But like we shot in Chicago. The reason for it is because of tax incentives, because we got a 30% tax back. So we got all of our money, our 300K. We got 30% of that just given back to us by the state. So we didn't. So we basically spent less. So I think that's probably part of it as well, because like if you're running like an event of like any size, like of like similar to like GBB or even bigger, like way bigger events, like they try to narrow it down to this like way more intensely. But like it's like for example like GBB, right? Like I think the places they choose is probably just because of the reasons of tax incentives, because you really need that to like like have some tax returns, and then also like if you can get grants from this country or like state that you're in, it's like that also improves on it. It's like
yeah, like if they get a grant for like bringing in loads of people from overseas to spend money in their country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they want that so much.
Yeah.
And like tourism brings in so much money, so like they're like that makes sense.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I think that definitely adds on to like the cost of it, because I don't think they probably like realistically I don't think they spend that much money doing the event. More so like realistically I don't think they spend a lot of money on it, like Swiss Beatbox themselves. I think like it's more so just like they're creating a relationship to try to like like have a trade-off with like a win-win situation for between the country and the company. And like that's mainly like I feel like it's that truth. Like, and by a lot of money, by not a lot of money, like what I mean is like I'm assuming they're not spending like $1 million on it. Like they don't have $1 million on it. I don't think so. Like
I wonder. I have no idea. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I think like they're like
you
like
don't know how
100K.
much they're spending on it.
Like I think they're spending like 100K or something like that.
100K, dude. I've been doing like live stuff. I've been getting into that. I know how much things cost now. 100K is not much for that.
Yeah,
kind of, like,
I know exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm saying it this way, because they're getting money from the countries and the tax incentives to make to have more money to do it.
Right.
That's why I'm
Makes
saying
sense.
it.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that way, like they have the money for it. That's why like they only spend around 100K, because they're having these grants and these tax incentives and everything like that. That's basically just making them money and budget for the live event without even needing to do anything. And that's probably why they, like that's I'm pretty sure I remember pretty well, like that's why they did it in Poland in the stadium that they did it, because it was like the stadium that like I think like I remember like someone telling me about this, like someone that used to work at Swiss Beatbox literally told me that like it was because Poland gave them a grant. Like I remember this.
Oh really?
Yes, I remember someone, like I'm not gonna mention any names, but like that's what I remember. It's like someone gave them a grant for Poland, and like that's why they were able to do it in Poland, because they got a grant from Poland. But anyways, back to the GBB rules, because we went on a crazy tangent.
We stopped mid sentence. So it's the Seventh Smoke battle and after party happening on the 3rd of November 2025. Another venue to be announced. Seventh Smoke. I'll just say quickly, the Seventh Smoke's kind of gone downhill for me.
Really?
It used to be a lot more fun in terms of just what it is, because it used to be a bit of fun. It'd just be some open elims at the after party, and they'd have some fun performing, and it'd just be like a cool, like small little thing. Now the after party is like a whole separate event with a whole other qualifying competition, and it's become a much bigger thing. And I think it just makes GBB less fun to be at, because then you if you're doing the it went from a little bit of fun to some people now going there with the intention of winning the Seven of Smoke and getting into the next year. And also like it feels a little bit paywall-y to get like as a qualifying spot, if that makes sense, because if you can't afford to go to GBB, then you're missing out on one of the chances to get into the competitions. Yes, there's a bunch of other qualifying events, but it feels like a little bit. The fun of it has kind of been ruined a little bit for me. I
Yeah.
feel like
You have to
I
speak up a
feel
little
like
bit.
while the lineage of it is like an important thing, it's like hard to like remove that. It being a qualifier for the next GBB is, or even to have it like a cash prize or something. That just that to me makes the whole thing just feel less fun. Like
You have to speak up a little bit, by the way.
yeah. I need to speak up a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it to repeat myself if I got cut off, just the whole thing being like a qualifier for GBB makes the whole thing feel a little bit less enjoyable. If you like to go to GBB, or it makes the fun. I don't know, just depletes the fun from it a bit.
Yeah. No, I get that. And yeah, because I remember Seven to Smokes being like, like you're blowing your nose again. But I remember like Seven to Smoke being like like just like people having fun, like people like doing it for the fun of it, and like and like no one's taking it seriously. No one's like full on being like, I'm competitive, I'm gonna fucking win the Seven to Smoke, and anything like that. They're just all like, we're just battling for the fun of it, and that it's not a battle of like, this is what matters, this is everything you need to do right now, everything like that. That's what I remember Seven to Smokes as, like, realistically, because I think like Seven to Smokes are a little bit like, it's fun, and like I feel like that's the main point of Seven to Smokes. It's just fun. But yeah, because I remember like participating
Yeah.
in one of those, in like a small, like one of those small events I was telling you about in China. Like I was participating in one of the Sventa Smokes, and like I was just like literally just having fun. I was just like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Oh yeah, like Seven of Smokes are fun.
Yeah,
I just think the GBB after party one kind of turns the after party from a party
to a
into
competition.
another event.
Yeah,
Yeah, another competition.
yeah, and I don't like
It's
that.
like it's fun, but it's like it kind of it makes it seem less like a party. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's got this extra level of pressure on it. And it's like, dude, we just finished like a whole like 3 days of competition. Why do we have to have another one?
yeah,
You know, like it like if you look at the videos of the I don't even know what the videos of the last ones are like. But then if you look at like the one where Collapse won in 2018, it's just like small, they're on a small stage, just having fun. It's all really close and tight knit, and that's really fun. But it's grown so big that's kind of hard to have that again. We kind of
yeah,
lost that. We've
yeah,
outgrown it to the point where we've lost that fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I just
like
wanted to say that quickly.
yeah, I feel like
Go
eventually,
on, what
like
you saying?
I feel like eventually things just have to be like exclusive events for like some people. Like I feel like eventually, if it's because like I feel like in my head it's just like, if you're doing like Seven to Smoke, and like everyone, if you just have like a bunch of people that are just there to like do it, to compete, it's like, yeah, it will obviously be fucking competitive, because they're not in the community and things like that. Like, they're realistically, like, they're not like friends with everyone. They're just like people,
Mm,
like, they're strangers to each other. If you made a private event, I feel like, and it's just a Seven to Smoke with just your friends and just like everyone that knows each other in the community, right? It's like all those people in this room to do the Seven to Smoke. I think that'll be super fun, because I feel like that way it's like everyone knows each other. Like, then it will be like, all right, like,
mm.
oh yeah, let me battle you, because like,
But
why not?
also, like, there was the thing of going back to when Collapse won.
Yeah,
That was like monumental because what was so interesting about that was it was this guy who just won French champs. It was like, oh, who is this new person that's just won like one of the bigger national championships in the world? And then he just swept everyone, just clean swept everyone. Big names at the Seven to Smoke, and it was already a fun Seven to Smoke. But the fact that you get like these like newcomers just randomly pulling out crazy stuff, or like the year that So competed in the Seven to Smoke, and he just did some like crazy techniques,
yeah,
and it was just like, what? That was so fun. And these are it's like battles you never see anywhere else because it was just like a bit of fun. That I feel like just isn't going to happen anymore with
yeah,
the Seven to Smoke.
yeah. I
Like
think so as well.
it's because it's turned into a competition that you do to try qualify, not like a, oh, let's have fun and just
Yeah,
party because it's fun,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I
Exactly.
don't see loopers randomly just like doing it and doing like the random crazy techniques they know. again, I don't see that stuff happening.
I mean, none of us know random crazy techniques as well. Like to be honest.
I do. I just haven't put them out yet.
Yeah, but you're not a looper. You know.
Oh, you meant loopers?
You
Yeah,
said
yeah.
loopers, because I mean, like it's like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, because like that's also a thing. That
I'm
changed.
almost a looper.
Yeah, but like that's also a thing that changed as well. Like as like the community progressed, is just like loopers, like that are like since like the start, like when like I started looping, I feel like everyone that were a looper, they were also a solo beatboxer, and they knew like how to like beatbox and everything like that. Like now, I feel like a lot of loopers, like they're just like they just know how to do a kick, a snare, and then like they know
And
how
how
to
to
do
go
a hi-hat, and
into
then
a
they know how to do an
microphone.
A into a microphone, and they call themselves a looper.
Yeah, or a C
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
And then
That is a
yeah.
lot of loopers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And they just call themselves like a beatboxer as well. It's like I feel like that's like you're half right, half wrong, because like, you know, like it's like for me, it's like if you call yourself a looper and you've never fucking solo beatbox before, and you never fucking like even tried in any kind of fucking way to like actually learn things in solo beatboxing, it's like I don't think you're like realistically qualified to be like a looper, because like realistically to me, you know, because it's like I prefer people that are like, you know, like oh, like they know like solo beatboxing, like Biscuit as an example. Like he's like he knows like solos, and he knows like all these things. Like he's
Okay.
he's 100% qualified for
This
it.
brings me on to something that I say all the time.
Yeah.
Is that like you get loopers and stuff like that are like struggling to get good drums, and the reason they're struggling to get good drums is because they have bad drums.
Yeah.
They don't have their kick, they don't have their snare, they don't have all that stuff actually trained and sounding good on their own. Because if you're starting with shit, you're not going to be able to get good stuff. You're going to end with shit, just processed shit. You know, like you can only get so far. And I don't want to be like really mean about it, but like, you know, if your kick is really weak, you're not going to be able to beef it up anymore. If you have a really solid sounding kick, really solid sounding spit snare, PF snare, K snare, all that stuff, you're gonna get where you need to be faster and a lot easier, because
exactly.
You're just fortifying what you have that is good, rather than making something bad sound good.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, like I feel like that's very, very true actually, because like when at least when I competed in like the loop station categories and stuff like that, I competed in like some tiny tournaments as well, just like for the funs of it and stuff like that. Even judged some in the past, and during my time when I did looping, I remember like I competed against like one of the loopers. I'm not gonna mention names. I people know this person, so like I'm not gonna mention names. But like I competed against a looper, and they basically they knew how to sing, but it's like, but their kicks were so unclean, and their snares were so unclean. And like even hi-hats, like I don't even know how you can get wrong with a hi-hat. Like it was so unclean that like the boot but like you know what I mean, like it's like they were so unclean that like the start at the like right when I found out I was facing off against them, I just knew I was just gonna win. Like not my ego talking, but like just like the amount of cleanliness that like they just don't have in like their kicks, like their basics, that like it's just like it just stands out, you know what I mean? Like it just stands out instantly of like, okay, this person is just it's just not gonna be good, you know. But also like I'll say this as well. Like, there's also like, yes, there's people like that, but there's also people that like are really good at basics, but then they are like really good as well. Like, let's say like they don't know a lot other than basics, but they're actually good at looping. You know, there's like also people like that. Like, let's take like examples like PSN. Right. PSN is like his kick's like pretty good in my opinion, right? And his like hi-hats, his snares like pretty good as well. Like, well, his snares somewhat debatable, but like for some people, but like, you know, like his kick's really good, his snare's really good, and like all these things, like, and he just doesn't know anything else. And like whenever like I'm on a call with him, I would just be like, hey, like do solo beatbox, and he would just be like, I don't know how to solo beatbox, or like something like that. He'd just be like, I'm not a beatboxer. But like at least like, you know, he says it, at least, you know, he says it as well. He's not a beatboxer, which is like, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, I'm gonna let Joe go back into the GBB wildcard stuff. I'm gonna go take a piss. So I'll be right back.
Oh, you need to be here while I talk about
Oh
this
shit!
stuff.
All right, then talk about something else. Like stall.
Okay. I'm just gonna plug myself while he's gone. Um, I'm gonna have a video coming out explaining why you should hire me for GBB wildcards. However, if you're making a GBB wildcard, you should hire me because I'm great. I've done a bunch of stuff. I've mixed a ton of winning GBB wildcards before. Every year that I've done it, I've gotten people in. I have something in the works, something big. And I'm gonna be posting it within the next couple of weeks, hopefully, and that'll be pretty cool. It'll be pretty fun. I'm quickly running out of stuff to say. Yeah, if there's any topics or anyone you want us to get as a guest, definitely leave a comment below. There's not many people in chat right now to say that, but if there is someone or something you want us to cover or have as a guest to talk about, tell us. We want to know. And I can't believe that I'm doing a podcast with this guy. It's so terrible. Oh, hi, you're back.
What? I was watching the stream actually. So I saw you.
Oh wait,
you were talking
do you
about
hear
yourself?
me plug myself?
Yeah, I saw you plugging yourself and everything. I was like taking a piss, and I was just like, this guy's talking a lot about himself. But anyways.
Okay.
Let's go back to but yeah, like as he said though, like yeah, if you have something you guys want us to talk about, like let us know, and we'll obviously talk about it.
Yeah. Right. So continuing about the competition, below is a list of significant changes. If you would like more information about these changes, the categories themselves, or reasons why we made them, please see below under the relevant category. Yeah, we've barely scratched the surface of this document. We're gonna have to go on less tangents. So, number 1, the main event lasts 3 days. Number 1 again. The event will be held on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 31st October, 2nd of November, 2025. The 7 to Smoke and After Party will be held on Monday, 3rd of November, and is treated as a separate event. So they've actually moved them forward a day, which is interesting. I wonder why. Probably just easier that way. Number 2, the categories, wildcard spots, and total participants for the 2025 edition are solo 5 to 6, which is total 16 slots, including 10 to 11 pre-qualified spots to be declared. Loop 5, total 8 slots, including 3 pre-qualified slots. Crew 2, a total 3 qualified slots, including 0 pre-qualified slots.
So I have a question.
Wait, no, that doesn't add up. Crew, they have 2 wildcard slots, totaling 3. 0 pre-qualified. So where are they getting this third person from? Is it just a random invite? I don't understand.
So I have some questions about this, right? And
wait, can I go through the rest of them?
Yeah.
And then I'll
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then producer 2, total 2 slots, including 0 pre-qualified slots. So there's only 2 producers competing this year, which is strange in my opinion. Yeah, that just sounds like 2 free gigs. And then tag team 5, total 8 slots, including 3 pre-qualified slots. What's your question?
So what? Okay. So what's the pre-qualifying solos? Like who pre-qualifies for solos?
There are certain events that have you like automatically win. Like if you won last year, or if you like came second last year, or if you win the 7 to Smoke, or I think Great North Battle is doing it. If you win Great North Battle, then you go to GBB kind of thing. You know how they have like different events you can qualify for GBB? That's what it means by pre-qualifying.
Yeah. But like I was just wondering what events, because like Loop, I also don't understand like what.
I think they said to be announced or to be declared, so they will tell us which events in future.
Yeah. I see.
Number 3. Every category will have its qualifications through wildcards.
You gotta speak louder.
I'm not talking in the mic. That's why. Every category will have its qualifications through wildcards. Only the solo, which is from multiple events, loop station and tag team categories, each one will have live events that will qualify besides wildcards. Please see FAQ for more info.
Wait, so what does that mean?
It means that if you want to qualify other than a wildcard, you can only do it through solo, loop station, and tag team categories. So that means for crew and producer, if you want to compete, then you have to win a wildcard.
Oh, and then like for like tag team and everything like that, you have to compete in live events or win.
Yeah, everything else you have the option of also just winning another event.
I see.
That they will declare at some point.
Yeah.
Number 4, people already qualified for the GBB 25. So 3 in solo. So wait, GBB 24, top 3 in solo, tag team, and loop station.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's been confirmed that among the top 3 winners of GBB 24 in loop station category, only Matei has decided to drop out for GBB 25, meaning Yasweed and Rage will re-enter the contest. So does that mean that Rage is confirmed? This decision has resulted in a decrease in the number of pre-qualifiers for the loop station category from the initially anticipated 3 returns to now just 2. It has been confirmed that among the top 3 winners of GBB 24 in tag team category, only Gyro has decided to drop out for GBB 25, meaning Fresh Tonic and is that Miko or Maiko? I don't know how it's pronounced. Will re-enter the contest. This decision has resulted in a decrease in the number of pre-qualifiers for the tag team category from the initially anticipated 3 returns now to just 2. And then it has been confirmed that among the top 3 winners of the GBB 24 in the solo category, the entire podium top 3 will re-enter GBB 25, meaning Julard, Osis, and Remix will re-enter the contest. This decision means the GBB 24 podium returns to battle in GBB 25, which leads to a decrease in wildcards.
So
interesting.
Very interesting. Remix is competing again. Osis is competing again. Julard is competing again. All of them are. And Remix was 3rd place then, I'm assuming then, if that's the case. And okay, sick. Yeah. We gotta like bring on like these people to like talk like eventually on the podcast. Like
we definitely should.
We gotta bring on like Julard or like Remix or something like that. Like we can so they can also talk about their like them. Because like that would be...
So GBB 24 producer first place winner KBA drops out the contest. Did you know that KBA won producer?
What?
Yeah, KBA won producer.
Holy shit! Congratulations to KBA.
Oh yeah, he so deserved it. I wasn't surprised at all. Like
yeah,
I literally messaged him like I messaged him to be like I want to say like big congratulations and stuff, but like I'm honestly not surprised at all. Like I knew this was gonna happen. He's been working harder than anyone else for years.
Yeah.
He so deserves it.
Yeah.
So GBB 24. Oh, they did do crew last year. Oh, I'm fully mistaken. GBB 24 crew first place winner, Cowler Rangers defends their title. Oh, right. Okay, that's wow. There's 3. Cowler, the K, Kowler.
Cowler. Okay.
Yeah. GBB 24 7 to Smoke winner Napalm is qualified for the solo category and enters the contest. He loves to compete.
He loves
and then just judge the next year and then compete again. It's crazy.
Damn, you know who I really wish would compete in GBBs again?
Yeah.
Take a guess. It's like a really, really good beatboxer. He won like one of the years and then like just never competed again. It's kind of sucks.
Codfish? D'Lo?
Yeah, D'Lo. I think actually
no, he's gone like no, I don't want to say he's gone past the prime. That's not what I'm trying to say. He's gone like beyond battling now.
I see.
She's changed his artistry. He doesn't battle anymore, and I understand why.
I see. I just want
no money in battling, man.
I just want a rematch between Codfish and D'Lo, man. That's all I'm asking for.
Um,
I think that would be cool.
Maestro, Beatbox, America, Latin American, GBB 25 qualifier in January, ending the 28th of February. We'll get a slot for the GBB 25 solo category. Continental online battle, meaning only people from continental area can join. Oh, so I believe that's the online Latin American championship.
I see. I think they probably also have
Uh,
I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure actually. Do they have a slot for China Beatbox Championships?
we'll get to that.
Oh, we're still not there.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah.
in
I'm
there.
reading
Okay.
all of these. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
Florida Beatbox Battle in Agen, France on 12th. So the 11th and 12th of April will qualify the winner for the GBB 25 solo category, which is open to the whole world. We already know who's competing in that now. Great North Battle, Beatbox Battle on the 31st of May and 1st of June will qualify the winner for the GBB 25 solo category, open battle to the whole world. Their wildcards on at the moment, and people are not happy with them because they just made things a bunch of they made the loop category less fun, and also they've allowed no audio editing at all for any of their wildcards, and also they're doing the thing where you're literally not allowed to upload it publicly. You send it to them, and then in one day they upload every single wildcard on their channel.
What the fuck?
I know, it's so annoying.
Interesting.
So yeah, like people are just not happy with GNB. People are just like, nah, fuck GNB.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oceania Beatbox Battle from April to July will qualify the winner to the GBB 24 solo
There's an
category.
Oceania beatbox battle now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The Africa / MENA region qualifier will qualify the winner to the GBB 24 solo category. The Oceania and Africa ones are both online as well.
Wow.
Beat City Japan on the 10th of August will qualify the winner of the solo, loop station, and tag team to its GBB 25 category.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. And that's open to the whole world as well. The final confirmations of participation from the GBB 25 pre-qualifiers are due by the 20th of January 2025.
Holy shit, my girlfriend's calling me. Continue, please. I'm gonna answer this real quick.
Okay. Suppose any pre-qualified people can't participate or cancel. In that case, they will be replaced with a wildcard winner from GBB 25 and not the second place of any of the battles. Any battles happening will allow only champions to join the contest, and then invariably the next in line from the wildcard contest will be chosen. That's a really good stipulation to declare. So let's say Beat City, right? If Beat City winner drops out, Beat City second place doesn't then go in. Instead, the next wildcard spot will go in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
I understand why they've done that. Because then what if the second place drops out? Then who do they pick? You know?
And the third place drops out.
They have to draw the line somewhere, and they've drew it as high as they can. It's just
I feel like
that makes sense.
I feel like it would be really funny though if it's like the top 8 all dropped out from like this one GBB wildcard qualification, and like it's just like the last like 9th place didn't even make it through eliminations, got into GBB. I think
it's just like fucking John, and just like this guy comes up and goes, just...
Yeah, I feel like that would be actually pretty funny.
That would be really funny. Okay. Participants at GBB 25 must be age 16 or above at the time of GBB 25 happening. In the event of a minor winning a wildcard spot, it is mandatory for the participant to be accompanied by a guardian. Good. The organizer does not bear the responsibility for covering additional expenses related to the guardian's participation, including but not limited to visas, flights, hotels, and food. I understand why they've done that. Failure to comply with this requirement, i.e. attending the event without a guardian when under 18, is strictly prohibited. In cases where a legal guardian cannot be provided, disqualification will ensue, and the next eligible participant in line will be selected.
So
I'm glad that they said this. This needed to be said, and it all makes sense. And yeah,
no, no,
I agree with that.
that makes sense. But like, my question now is GBB paying for their flights, like competitors?
Something down the line suggested that they might.
Because from that it sounds like they're paying for their flights
Yeah,
and like their hotels and everything, right? This year, because
it
they
seems
didn't
that
do that
that
before.
might be the case.
Usually it's like you just
Yeah,
spend all
that
your
might be
money
the
to get there
case.
to compete in something and you don't get anything out of it realistically.
Mm. Yeah. Uh, and it's great move, great step forward if that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I'm glad that they said all of that. It all makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
especially because, like, from my perspective, I went to GBB in 2018 when I was just 17 years old. I went completely on my own. That's so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can't be promoting that happening. They can't be encouraging that to happen.
Yeah.
Even though it was like still within Europe. Imagine someone going like across the world to Japan, like from the US or something, or from the UK. Like that would
Yeah.
be that could be really dangerous. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that they've said that. Um, I'm glad that they're very aware of people under 18 wanting to compete and being at
Yeah.
the skill level to be able to compete.
Yeah.
Um, Especially considering you've had people like Jay Sanch, who's under 18, winning American champs, 808 Banham won American champs and worlds all at the age of 16. You know,
Yeah.
this kind of thing is happening more and more. It's great to address that and to mention that as a thing happening.
Yeah.
And to prepare for it. The individual judges' results will still be shared, but anonymously. Good. Artists, teams, and crews can contact judges directly and ask for feedback about their wildcards privately. All judges are recommended to live stream their judging of wildcards for each category. This increases transparency, and every wildcard can receive direct feedback from
Wait.
each judge.
Wait.
Those kind
Wait.
of
That's
conflict
kind
each
of
other.
contradicting each other. Yeah. Because like, isn't it like if you're live streaming your judging, then like, and then like they're gonna post it anonymously, like that really
Yeah,
contradicts
like
each other.
the thing is, like, uh, the reason that they're doing it initially is because to protect the judges from receiving hate.
Yeah.
But why would they then encourage them to live stream them ranking? Like, obviously, they're not going to be allowed to share their rankings.
Yeah.
They'll just be sharing their opinions. It's mixed signals here.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like,
yeah, if judges are hindered or don't want to live stream, the top listed rankings will receive minimal written feedback from each judge. Okay. Once the wildcard results are officially out, SBX will send the top listed wildcards, e.g., top 30 solo, top 20 loop, etc., and email/message with access to a private Google Sheet document to receive this minimal feedback on their wildcards. The feedback won't be detailed, but minimal in brief. That's great, actually. They should have been doing that for a long time.
they started
we want
that
to
this year?
cooperate. I think so.
That's great.
We want to cooperate, show insight to the judges' work, and increase transparency. Good
Yeah.
thing to do that. I think that they should. I don't know whether they are yet, but I remember people complaining about like the ranking, saying that they should remove the top and bottom scores from every single judge. If they have like five, well, if you have 5 judges, you remove the highest score and the lowest score from each judge. That way you just have the average, so it removes like outliers. Let's say
Yeah.
you score like first, last, right? Then that's gonna plummet your score down, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So like
Like, yeah, if you're first place in everyone's scores, wouldn't you just like that way you just don't compete then? Like, because if you're deleting the top score of every judge and every single judge has this one person as their top
no. So for each person, you
Yeah.
lose your highest ranking and your lowest ranking. So let's say I made a wild card
Yeah.
and and one of the judges put me first.
Yeah.
Three of the let's say there's 5 judges. There's not 5 judges, but let's say there's 5 judges. One of them put me first. 3 of them put me 5th, and one of them put me 70th. Right. So my highest rank, the first place one, would be removed and discounted.
Yeah.
And then the lowest one, the 70th place one, would also be removed and discounted.
Yeah.
Then you're left with the middle 3, which
Yeah.
all put me in 5th place. So I would go in 5th place.
But what if it's like all 5 judges ranked you as first? What's your highest mark?
Then you'd remove one of them, and you'd remove another one of them, and then you'd be left with the middle 3, which would all be first place still. If it's unanimous, then it cancels itself out and just becomes, the same thing.
Yeah, it should. I mean, I don't know about how I feel about that. I feel like that's just like
people have. It's what they use in a lot of other competitions.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they use in a cappella competitions.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they use in like some sports, some like dancing things, stuff like that. And people have been calling for that for GBB for a while now, and people have then like taken the results and then generated their own, like taken all the rankings and then generated their own set of results, had the top and bottom been removed, and then shared those, and the general public have been like, this is a much better list.
I see. So
it removes some of the subjectivity.
Yeah, and that's good.
And yeah, I think that's what should be done. I don't know whether they're doing that this time, especially if they only have 3 judges, which is a shame. Honestly, it's a shame that they're not doing that. I wish they did. Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, the pre-eliminations of the 7 to Smoke will happen the day of the event. There will be an open elimination for about 1 to 2 hours. More info to be announced. GBB participants, judges, and everyone else are allowed to enter the 7 to Smoke. For the elimination, you must be 18 years old unless you are a GBB participant. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of need to be 18 to go to the after party because they'll be serving. I mean, they'll be serving alcohol in GBB, but like it might be like an after hours thing.
Yeah.
I work at a venue as a bartender, so I know how all like the alcohol licensing stuff in the UK works.
Yeah.
I'd imagine it'd be something similar in Japan. Yeah, like sometimes like the staff, because staff are usually then told on the day like, oh, you need to like make sure that you're IDing people today because there are going to be minors allowed in the venue. It's like, oh, now we've got to make sure. Like the amount of times I've just been like, no, I'm not going to get you a beer because like you're absolutely a child, and like someone who's come up and has basically went, I'll have 2 alcohols please, and it's like, no. You got ID? Yeah, no, you haven't got ID. So, oh, I lost it. Okay, well, I'm not serving you. It's so funny. I need to grab my laptop charger really quick.
What if I came up to you and just like was just like, oh, okay, you're gone. But yeah. Is anyone still in chat right now? If anyone want to speak real quick. Anyone in chat? I'm assuming that's a no. But once this is fully published, you can definitely check it out on our channel. But yeah, if you are a viewer right now and you are watching the playback, and you've made it this far, you are you're awesome, because like you did that fucking 1 hour and 40 minutes we just streamed for so far. But yeah.
I wonder if anyone's sleeping right now.
I feel like
sleeping listening to this.
I don't know, like maybe
like watching this in a playback and then going to sleep. You're too close to your microphone. It's distorting.
It is.
It's not anymore.
Yeah, there we go. So okay.
If someone's asleep, wait, we could screw with them. Wake up!
Okay. Back to our original topic of okay. All right. Anyways.
Yeah, like yeah, I understand like the whole thing about 18-year-olds not being allowed to compete.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, like, so what's next on the list of GBB?
General rules. So the wildcard competition for solo tag team, producer showcase, solo loop station battle. Crew categories will be open for submissions from midnight on the 15th of February until 11:59 p.m. CET of the given date of the ending of each category. To participate in the wildcard competition, participants must upload their wildcards to YouTube and then post the link in the submission form available here on the Swiss Beatbox website, and that will become available on the 15th of February.
What if like okay, so I feel like everyone already knows like the general rules and kind of stuff like that. Like I feel like we just need to get to like the things that change and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I'll speed through this stuff.
Yeah.
Wildcards can only be registered once. If you have uploaded a wildcard earlier in the registration window and then decide to later to upload a new one, this new wildcard will not be accepted. Instead, we will only judge the original upload. That makes sense. If you delete your original upload and try to replace it with a new one, you will forfeit your wildcard and not be accepted into the competition. This is to avoid confusion in the registration and judging process that happened at GBB 19. Wildcards were replaced with newer versions that were not registered correctly, and some people's wildcards were not judged at all. So make sure that the wildcard you upload is your final version, as you cannot edit or re-upload it later. As someone who's run wildcards before, this kind of thing infuriates me when that happens. People uploading like 4 different versions. But actually, I want to do this one. Like, just pick one. I understand why they've done this. I think it's good. I think it's cleaner this way. Any recording method is allowed for the wildcards in solo and tag team category. That is to say, you can use anything from a smartphone camera to a professional setup with a separate microphone and camera. You will need to be clearly visible. You need to be clearly visible on camera. No masks are allowed. Every category has to send their raw video file as well, where your face is visible. For video post-production, you can use any kind of visual effects, but be sure that your face is visible. And to send your raw, no effects applied. The integrity of this will be checked. For loop station and producer, no multi-channel recording is allowed. Only the recording of stereo left and right output, so not like stem recordings to be mixed. Makes sense. For the crew category, every single member has to record themselves in the wildcards with a microphone. No camera sound only. Yeah, so everyone needs to be able to be recorded on a separate microphone, and I understand why they've done this, because that allows them to check the integrity of the processing much more effectively than before.
Yeah,
because there's usually like 5 people or something. That's a lot. That's a lot to have to make sure that that's correct. You want to be able to have like that recorded properly.
Yeah. All right. So while Joe's blowing his nose again, I don't know what to say right now, guys.
You could give your opinions on the thing I just said, but yeah.
I mean, it's like I feel like that's like very like normal in terms of like that's usually what the wildcards rules are. So like,
yeah, I mean, in the past you could use your phone. That's a new thing that they've done, I believe.
would
that
they
you have to have them
the
all
video
recorded
quality?
separately. I don't think they'll judge the video quality. It definitely helps.
Well, if
to have a good
anyone
one.
wants,
It's more they'll just check the integrity of it, make sure that it's not been falsified.
yeah. Well, if anyone wants, then if you want a really good video quality, not that it matters, you know, for your wild card, you can, if you're in the U.S. specifically, or like anywhere in the world realistically, but like if you have the money, you can hire me.
Yeah.
We can make
okay.
a dope ass video. Okay. Now you just want you're just like fuck you.
Stop plugging yourself. Who would plug themselves on a podcast?
All right. Go on then.
Okay.
Mate.
No lip syncing or other video techniques are allowed. Every wildcard for every category must be filmed and recorded simultaneously. You may process your audio recording with basic dynamic compression, EQ plugins, and reverb. This must be done in post. The recording itself must be raw. Automated processing such as EQing and compressing the kick and snare differently is not allowed. The entire recording must be processed the same. Also, distortion, delay, or any other time-based or frequency distortion effects are strictly forbidden, as these alter the integrity of your audio recordings. Now, the referee for all of this stuff is Christoph. They announced this in their video that Christoph is refereeing all this. So I actually messaged him earlier today. and had a conversation with them, just checking that all my processes are good and just clarifying things about the rules so I know things. Super cooperative.
You gotta raise your
Super
voice.
great time. We had like a good conversation. So yeah, we had a good conversation. Christoph and I just like talking about the GBB wildcard rules and stuff, and making sure that my end of things were going to be all good. I asked for some clarification on things. I'll get to this actually in a minute. So these things will be strictly monitored. So if you try to use any illegal processing methods without telling us, we will find out, and you will be disqualified from the competition. Disqualified in all caps. Ooh. You must submit a copy of the raw audio and the raw video with camera audio included when you submit your wildcard. For Loop Station, producer category, tag team, and crew, you must also submit a screen capture of your recording taking place. This is to check for cheating and the integrity of the application.
Yeah.
That's a little more tricky to do, but it makes sense. If the original raw audio / screen capture / raw video is not present / absent when you submit your wildcard, your application will not be accepted, which is crazy. It's like not like crazy like in a bad way. It's just like that's a little that is a little bit more of a barrier, because then you've got to figure out how to record stuff. And like, obviously, if you set up OBS, you should be able to do it. But it's just that's another layer of
so many
things to
things to
do
record
on
at
top of
once.
everything else. Yeah. Imagine doing that while crew. Imagine getting the take, and then you're like, "Oh, OBS crashed while we were doing this."
Holy shit, that would be so bad. But I get it.
Yeah, I mean, you could also say that about the door, though. Like, what if the door crashes? You know, like, yeah, I get it.
We should get
all the wildcard. Yeah, all the wildcard winners will have to have a video call. If you work with a sound engineer, they should be present in the call within a time frame of 7 working days after the winner announcements. 7 working days? So it's like Monday to Friday.
And that's it.
And then an extra 2 days.
Yeah.
So, because 5 working days is like a week. 7 working days is a week and 2 extra days. Which is, you know. So yeah, after the winner announcements, the day of winner announcement counts. Oh, okay. With the referee / commissioner about the sound processing methods to verify that no breach of the rules was taking place regarding the wildcard audio. So Christoph was actually clarifying this with me. Disqualifications are only going to be handed out to people who it's relevant to. So let's say you get 100th place. Even if you like did illegal processing, you're not going to get like a disqualification because you got 100th place. It doesn't matter. So they're only dedicating that kind of attention to people where they are close to getting in or getting in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so if you think you're a shit beatboxer, you could actually break the rules. They won't give a shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I think is actually kind of cool. Because if you're just like,
if-
I just want to put out something really cool, I'm going to hire Madspeed to do this massive mix and put this up. And so what? Like, you're not going to get in anyway. You might as well put out your best stuff and just put GBB in the title.
What if I made a loop station? What if I made a track?
And then cheated? Because you know you're not getting in.
I knew that. Dude, I'm not going to make it in, dude. Like, fucking, like, what do I
We could just do it. And then, like...
No. Like, what if we did it, and then it's just, like... You're just matching, like, we're just literally just producing a music, and like we just match like the time of like when tracks play and stuff like that.
We just sync Skrillex Bangarang to
it. Yeah. Just like to my loop station somehow, and then we just start like doing that shit, and then it's like, and then like Christoph comes to me. Christoph was just like, this is actually really relevant now. now that you guys got here.
No, it's because they get so many entries, they can't police all of them. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a waste of time. Like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day for them unless like it's close to getting in. So unless you get a placement, then you're not going to get like any eyes on you in that regard, which makes sense. The referee / commissioner will offer a certain amount of dates. All the wildcard winners can choose to meet up with us. The calls will happen individually together with someone from the SBX team and the official sound engineer of the audio if one was used. I feel like I'm gonna be in a few calls.
You're gonna be in like 20 calls, dude. Like you're gonna be so busy on calls. Like
I'm gonna be so busy. I'm gonna be in the call of every winner.
Dude, you're gonna be in a call
because I mix a winning wild card every year.
Yeah.
Not to mention the ones that nearly get in. So I'm gonna be busy.
Yeah, you're gonna be really busy during that time.
I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be in some calls with Christoph, and it's gonna be like, oh, hello again, because like I talk to him and stuff. Like, but the thing is, he knows my stuff, so I'm just gonna be like, yep, this is the process. I'll show you the stuff that I've done.
I feel like by that point you should just be like a certified audio engineer for Grand Beatbox Battle Wildcards, where like if they go with you, they will for sure get a mix that doesn't have a problem.
There was an idea that was like verified people who were allowed to mix wildcards and stuff.
Yeah.
Because of stuff like that, but now they've just changed the way they've done things, and it makes sense. But yeah, they could
have given you a badge. They could have given you a badge because you fucking like you're like if now that they're gonna realize by the time that like all the wildcard season's over, they're gonna be like, oh hi Joe.
Oh, they know who I am. They already know.
Oh, hi Joe.
They really know who I am, like a bunch of times over. Because like, I mean, they know who I am because I get I say I get people in. It's not like I didn't get them in, but like I've mixed winning wild cards so many times. Yeah. They know who I am. Like, really quite a lot.
Yeah.
SBX will offer a Google Sheet file where every wildcard winner / winning team / winning crew can book a time slot. Great, cool. Just explaining how they do that. I think that's helpful.
You're gonna be.
If you cannot make it to any of the calls, I'm gonna be able to. No, if you cannot make it to any of the calls, you can. What are you saying?
No. I mean, like you're not gonna like you're just never gonna if they're doing a Zoom meeting, you're just never gonna leave the Zoom room for like a week.
Yeah, yeah. Just gonna be in there. It's like, guys, I need food.
It's like, guys, I need food. I'm like, I literally do not have any food around me, nothing like that. And like, speaking of food, I'm actually gonna order some food as you continue going through this. But yeah.
What are you having?
I don't know yet. Cause I'm trying to save some money,
Yeah.
Trying to be more. I'm trying to be more like aware with my money recently. Not that it matters. I'm probably gonna eventually spend everything anyways. But like,
right.
I'm trying. I'm trying a little bit.
So next it says, if you cannot make it to any of the calls, you can reach the referee / commissioner for another private meeting with a separate hour, deviating from a Google Sheet. Use this only if you are inhibited to meet us and it is urgent. Makes sense? If we cannot meet with you within 10 working days and we cannot cooperate with you, then we will choose the next wildcard. Ooh, scary.
Holy shit. That's actually really annoying because like I feel like that's like not good for like I feel like that's not good for audio engineers. Cause like think about it. If you're not in the Beatbox community, right? You're not in this shit at all, right? You could technically you probably don't have the time to do that. You might not have the time to do that. And then like if that's the case, then like you're just basically like that person's just gonna get disqualified. Or you could also just be like this other way that you can do it. Now that I think about it, is like all the sound engineers, then everyone can be like, I charge blah 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 for the mix. If you want me to that meeting, then I charge an extra money.
That's scummy.
That's very scummy.
That's scummy.
But like I feel like
do you know what this means?
What's up?
Means that only people within the beatboxing scene who are aware of this are going to be willing to do this, because it's going to be hard to be like, oh yeah, you're going to need to be in a call in a few weeks, maybe telling some guy everything that you did to this. That's going to turn off a bunch of like people who aren't aware of the beatboxing scene
exactly
already.
And like
it means more money for us.
Yeah, but like, more money for you, but like
us.
Also like you could like I feel like there are going to be audio engineers, like I feel like this will come up where there's like audio engineers going to be like, oh, I mixed your wildcard. I'm not free those dates, but like I can make myself free if you pay a certain amount of money. I feel like someone will like.
I don't think any of us are doing that. Like, all the engineers, at least the good ones, are in a group chat.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation about this stuff the other day, and we're like, oh, it's going to be cool to be in these calls. We're all like looking forward to them.
Yeah.
Because these calls for us are kind of almost victory laps for us. So like we're excited, we're looking forward to that. Like we're like, this is actually going to be cool. because we kind of get to be a little bit more involved and get to enjoy the congratulations you got in and we were involved in this.
Yeah.
Next it says whoever made the audio of the wild cards, which is a weird way of saying it. I didn't make it. It needs to be present on the call. For overall categories, solo, loop station, tag team, crew, producer, at least one member of the wildcard application has to be present as well. For tag team and crew, one member is enough. For all of the categories, the wildcard winner has to be present in the call. The wildcards that are next in line of each category to make it in, if a wildcard winner / team / crew drops out, will be notified for a meeting a few weeks later to have a control check in case someone drops out.
Yeah.
They've kind of over-clarified that with said in case someone drops out, but they've already said something like that earlier in the sentence. It's strange that they've done that. Absolutely. It feels like they definitely needed to do a proofread of this, is what I'm noticing. They're repeating themselves a lot. Someone needed to proofread this.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's like I'm like a third of the way down, and there's still like so much to do just because they're repeating themselves.
Yeah.
These control checks will happen at a later stage within the next 3 months. Therefore, please don't delete the raw audio and your session files to have the right to remain qualified. Don't do that anyway.
Wait, do what?
Keep everything. It says don't delete your stuff. Don't delete the project. Don't delete the raw audio and session files. Yeah, I hate it when people are like, when I say to people like, oh, can you just re-export this because you've sent me an MP3 and that has like massively reduced quality. And people are like, oh, I deleted the Audacity file. Why? Why did you delete the Audacity file? Did you not care about the thing you've just done? Did you not want to have it? Like, you want to just keep it. You want to keep it around just in case. Keep it on a USB or something. Keep it keep a copy of it in the drive. Just keep your original files because you don't know if you'll need them.
Yeah. Please,
right?
Actually, no, you're completely right. Because like
if something happens to the one file, you'll lose it forever.
Yeah,
you could screw everything up.
I have just one story about like files and stuff like that actually. So if a lot of people don't know, so there's 2 shoutouts for Vocoder actually. And like we have another one that like we were supposed to include it at the end of the documentary, and like, you know, like we were going through the files and everything like that, like for like the like this is not like us purposely like kind of thing. This was not on purpose, but like I feel like this was like probably like during like a time when like I was really needed space in hard drives. But like what happened was like we had 2 shoutouts from Vocoder. And we have the audio file from the second one still. I think Joe still has it like somewhere. But the video
I'll show you.
Okay. But here's the thing.
It's in here.
Yeah.
It's right here in my hand.
So you know exactly where it is. But like here's the thing though. The video I think got deleted. Cuz like when I first started like doing like the whole editing thing like that with my editor, like we went through every single fucking file. I went through every single fucking file, checked everything myself as well, like going through my entire fucking hard drive that has like 1 billion files on it, just to try to find that fucking file, because I was just like, there's no way I lost it. There's like 100%. I backed it up like 5 times. Like there's no way I fucking lost this, and I fucking lost it. So like that's one story. And then the second one, there's another one that's even crazier. Like this is even crazier. I feel like Joe will actually be pissed at me on this one, even more. So like when I looped, I had a SY1000, and so I had like a lot of like, obviously I had a lot of like presets on there, right? Like a lot of like kick presets, like a lot of effects and stuff like that. Joe helped me make a hardstyle kick preset even on there before, and a lot of other things.
It.
And like everything, like there were so many presets. And so yeah, like when I quit looping, I was like, should I or should I not back up all my SY files? And I thought about it, and I was just like, in my head, I was just like at the time, because I really did not want to loop anymore at the time. So like in my head, I was just like, I'm not gonna keep it, so that way it's gonna convince me more that I have to stop looping. And so like when I so like when I sent my SY1000 to Rushy when he bought it from me, by the way, Rushy was the one who bought my SY1000. So when I sent it to Rushy, um I went through all my presets one last time. I said goodbye to all of them. I played all of them one more time, and then following that, I pressed factory reset without backing up a single file.
No,
And till
dude.
this day,
Yep.
I still kind of regret it because I actually have a lot of stuff on there that I feel like I could have fucking sold. Actually, now that I realize, because of like I've seen like SY fucking people like using SY1000 now, it's like I could have sold my fucking like I realized that I have some
Yeah.
stuff on there that like I could have just sold for like a good amount of money actually. Like like it's like there's so many
Yeah.
things like that, but like I just
You
decided
could have
like
just made a pack and just went $20.
yeah, I could have just went like Sensei's entire fucking pack for like $100, and like this is just like all my presets. Like you could have done that, but like no, I just decided to factory reset everything. I was just like fuck this. Like there was like, and here's the thing that's annoying is that there was still like 3-4 unreleased tracks at the time that I never recorded, never got any single video format, any single audio format of it, and I just like the only thing I knew at the time was how to make that track work was to play it on the loop station all the way through. That was the only way as I can listen to those tracks, and I just delete all those files. I can never hear them from start to finish anymore. I can
Oh,
only
that
hear like
sucks.
segments of it that are still left in my loop station because those are still like kept in here. But like yeah, so like people
Oh,
just
that
tell
sucks.
people like remember to save your files. Like it's really important, and like I know
Yeah.
like you're gonna regret it in the end. Like I regretted it at the time. Like I still regret it till this day. Like a little bit of it that like I just like decided to delete everything because like it sucks. Like it's fucking like I feel like if I just took Joe's fucking like hard drive, I threw it in the water, he probably would like fucking kill me on the spot.
Yeah. I have all the audio files in there. Most of the ones from like stuff I've mixed,
Yeah,
uploaded, and have saved in a drive. But I have stuff there that I can't get back. So I would be very upset.
yeah,
I need to have like a backup of that drive, honestly.
yeah.
Um yeah. Right. Next it says all participants must introduce themselves in the video as follows. My name is artist name, and this is my category wildcard for the GBB 2025 World League. If the statement is not included in the beginning of the video, it will not be accepted. Makes sense. Time starts from the moment you start your wildcard beatbox routine. That includes vocals, rapping, singing, or any beatbox sound. Makes sense. The title of the wildcard video must be labeled as follows. Artist name, hyphen. GBB 2025, no, GBB 25 World League category wildcard or Grand Beatbox Battle 25 World League category wildcard. It gives an example here. Paponi, then space, then a hyphen, then a space. GBB 25 World League solo wildcard. They didn't leave space there to put the title of the wildcard, of the track. And it annoys me that they didn't do that, because where do you put that? Because you want to put the title up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You'd probably just put it at the end. They didn't say that you'd be penaltied for not labeling it like that. So maybe you have like a little bit of leeway to add a title somewhere.
Yeah.
I think as long as it contains that information, you should be fine then. Finally, the length of the beatbox time in the wildcard video must be no longer or shorter than plus or minus 10 seconds of the given length of that category. Not 10% this time, 10 seconds. For example, if the wildcard is allowed to be 3 minutes long, you're allowed a maximum of 2 minutes and 50 seconds, a minimum of 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and a maximum of 3 minutes and 10 seconds of beatbox time in that video. This does not include your intro or outro in the video, only the beatbox time of your wildcard. Only the top ranked wildcards by the judges will be controlled on the time. So again, only the best like ones really like have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Which still makes sense. What are your thoughts?
I think I don't know. Like these are, I feel like these are very standard rules. Like these are like very like standard like kind of like GBB rules for the most
Well, they've
part.
made a change from plus or minus 10% to exactly 10 seconds.
Hmm.
So 10% for a 2-minute wildcard would be 12 seconds, and so they shortened it.
So shorten it to
It's
specifically
interesting,
10
isn't it?
seconds.
Yeah. Here's something even more interesting. Being under the allowed time in your wildcard will be punished, and you will lose 1 placement for every 3 seconds under the time frame given to you.
So you
Right?
can make a shorter track, but you will actually lose points.
Yeah, so for example, if your wildcard length is 2 minutes 47 minutes long, you will lose 1 placement of the final ranking. Depending on the category you had in your wildcard, obviously. So only top rank wildcards by the judges will be controlled by the SPX team, and the length of the wildcards will be... They've said that already. They've said that a second time. Someone needed to proofread this. Oh my gosh.
All right.
They're repeating themselves several times.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're very clear that the time control won't happen for other wildcards. So if you don't think you're getting in, you can do as long as you want or as short as you want, which is so funny. If you are over the allowed amount of time, if you're over the allowed amount of time, beatbox time, every second of beatbox overtime will take 1 rank off your final ranked result. So if you're under, every 3 seconds is a penalty, but if you're over, it's a 3 times the amount of penalty.
Nice.
Which means technically you can be 3 seconds under. Like up to 3 seconds under without losing a place. Or if it's under, then you'll lose a place immediately, and then every 3 seconds. That probably makes sense. Makes more sense. So if it's like if you are 249, 248, or 247, it's 1 place lost. And then if you are 246, 245, 244, that's 2 places lost.
Yes.
It's probably not like an extra 3 seconds of give. It's probably just like as soon as you cross that threshold. Yeah. So that means judges will not punish you for being over the allowed time, but once the final rank score has been confirmed, your rank will be reduced by a seconds you have gone over time. Again, that feels like an over clarification. Videos must be uploaded to YouTube, and they post it. Okay, they've already said that. Why are they saying it again?
All right, so
they've said videos must be
uploaded. That part.
Like it's like someone really needed to proofread this.
I mean, like I feel like that's like everywhere, every year though. Like I feel like GBB.
Oh
year,
yeah,
like,
it's like
always...
I don't know why not. I don't know why they're not like checking this.
Yeah,
because
like
they're repeating themselves. I get why they're repeating themselves, but instead of repeating yourself, just make it big. Just put a big bold font. Did you just drop your microphone?
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed about DPAs is that the like the little holster to plug in the cable is like loose for some things, and because it has phantom power in it, it can wobble about, and the phantom power causes it to like click, and then you hear like that awful
Yeah, no, that
sound.
happens all the time to me.
So yeah, so leave it in the stand, dude.
I'm fucking trying my best right now. All right, continue.
Just leave it. Just have it pointing at you, and then if it's like too quiet, turn the gain up.
All right, continue.
Okay. If we suspect any rules have been broken, we will review the wildcard application. If we cannot verify the legitimacy, for example, illegal processing or lip syncing, you will be disqualified. So please make sure you keep all relevant files on hand with the raw audio, raw camera, the project file where the audio was mixed. If you do not mix it, then please discuss it with your sound engineer to make sure he or she keeps a copy of the project. They just said he.
No, she.
They just assumed it's going to be a guy. Yeah, a bit annoying, really. There are some amazing women in audio, in general. Like maybe not in beatboxing, but in like the world of audio, there are some amazing women.
Yeah,
absolute geniuses. So that's quite annoying that they haven't.
Yeah.
That they should just say they, just gender neutral, because then that does. It's annoying. And the screen capture of recording, keep all that stuff. Thoughts so far while I blow my nose?
I mean, like it's very like I feel like all of this is like very standard kind of stuff, right? Like I don't see anything like weird or anything like that. Um, but like yeah, I mean like I think that's it. Like I don't have much thoughts about it other than I have one thought about all this is that now I feel like I need to pee again.
That's not a thought about this.
All right, I'm gonna go
That's
pee.
just a new thought. Okay. Yeah, I think it annoys me that they haven't it annoys me that they haven't proofread this, and it annoys me that they haven't thought about how maybe the engineer could be not a man. Um, yeah, there's some things that are just like this is a really hard document to read through. I think if they're wanting people to vigorously, not vigorously, rigorously read through this entire document and make sure everything's good, I think they should probably um, they should probably proofread it and make sure it's actually a readable document because this is so hard to read through. This is so hard to um kind of talk through. Like as I'm reading this out loud, I've said the same sentence like slightly different ways, like 3 times. And those for just multiple different sentences. And they really need to just like sort that part out. I think that it just doesn't look great for them. Just repeating themselves, having like inconsistencies here and there. For a wild card as big as this, if they're being so strict on the rules, make sure that it's as clear as possible where it's written. I feel like that kind of goes without saying. They haven't quite done that. Like repeating yourself isn't exactly the way to say things. It just makes the document longer, especially if you're repeating what you said in the last paragraph.
All right, I'm back. But someone
Yeah,
in
I'm
chat,
assuming you heard everything I just said. Someone in chat.
yeah. So Keisha said the repeating is honestly for the better knowing the reading comprehension of some people I know.
That makes sense, but if you have low reading comprehension, you're probably not going to be able to enter the competition effectively anyway.
Jesus Christ, man! You're taking a piss on disabled people.
Not disabled people, just stupid people. There's a difference.
but like, but I know like there's like I know some autistic people that like cannot read that well.
I'm dyslexic and autistic. Like I I get that English first language for me, so it makes sense. But
Yeah.
maybe yeah, I'm surprised I mean, I don't know whether there is. Is there a Japanese version of this document? I feel like they should hire some translators and some people just to like go over it
Yeah.
and make sure that it's more accessible. I think
Yeah.
they should do that actually.
They should
I
make
think they should
yeah,
really
they
do
should
that.
make this in like different languages. They should
Do
they
you know
should
what they should do? They should use the data from the previous year for what countries people are from, and then the top 3 countries, right?
Mhm.
Like make versions in those languages, and
Oh,
then if they're stuck, it's still like trying to find more than like do English. Like you know what I mean?
you know what I would you know what I think would be really funny actually for an idea of a film of a video is like what if like you had like a beatbox battle, right? And you have like you know how like people do like English dub, Japanese dub, like you know like
Yeah.
like different dubs, right? Different dubbings. So what if we did a beatboxing dub? Like if you had like a beatbox battle and it's like instead of like for the dubbing, like you have a whole audio track like for like the like you know you can select for dubbing and it's just called the English dub, right? And like in the English dub, instead of them actually beatboxing, it's just like a person in the microphone saying like kick snare, spit snare, and like
So English,
lip
British,
roll.
English, American,
Yeah.
and then just
Yeah, just like a person like while they're beatboxing, there's like someone like doing like a or like there's like kicks, kick, snare.
kick, snare, and then someone just goes like you have like LM doing his and like all that stuff, and then you just have the person going Guys, I can't do that.
It's like a lot of things happening at once.
Yeah, it's many sounds.
Yeah.
Go random bullshit.
Yeah.
Just or someone just go. It's like gibberish. That'd be
God,
so
actually,
funny.
I'm pretty sure that's like a video actually for like some from like somebody did that in the past. I'm pretty sure somebody in Japan actually. Someone in Japan.
Wow, which videos were it that like if you put on the subtitles that had been like typed in, it's like
Alexinho versus.
it was like really funny.
Alexinho versus Hiss was the one that's really funny. I remember.
Ah,
Yeah. I remember but I do remember someone in the Japanese beatbox scene like made videos in the past of just just full on just like how it really sounded, how the dice wildcard really sounded and things like that. And it's literally just like fucking like hilarious, like just like
we could totally do that. We could totally
Yeah.
make that a thing. Okay. Wildcard category overview and rules. Wait, is that?
So we're back at
Is that
wildcard.
isn't that what I just read? General rules. Oh my gosh,
Holy shit.
there is so much to read.
I think.
Let's see if we can speed through it.
So okay.
Following the specific rules, guidelines, and application dates for each wildcard category. I'll go through each one, and then we just make like a few points about each, and then we just move on to the next one. So there's 6 points to get through for solo. So beatbox time 2 minutes plus or minus 10 seconds. Wildcard competition dates and announcements. So wildcard kickoff 15th February. We've covered that bit. I won't go over dates again because we've covered it already. Wildcard judges: Footbox G, D-Lo, Trunk Bow. I think that's fine. A minimum of 5 wildcards will be chosen. Again, about the original like audio stuff, yeah, that makes sense. For people who just skip down to the category, the winner's audio files will be checked. Yeah. Tag team battle, 2 minutes again. The dates we've already covered. Announcement 24th of April, time to be announced. Judges: D-Lo, Collapse, Yamori. 5 wildcards minimum will be chosen, and then all stuff we've covered before. Loop station, beatbox time 3 minutes to 3 minutes 30, no plus or minus 10 seconds. So there's actually a range from 3 minutes to 3:30 for loop station, which I think is very clever.
So you can't actually go to 3 minutes and 40 seconds. You can only do 3 minutes 30.
But you have a 30-second range.
Oh yeah, you have a 30-second range. Yeah, one loop station.
Yeah, so it's a bigger range for loop station.
Yeah,
which I think makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
especially because like.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't, like timing wise, it's way cleaner. It allows for better music.
Yeah, for sure. And then like it goes into like one loop station allowed, loop station device allowed. It's like so like it's like yeah, so you can only either use the MK1 or MK2, which like I feel like everyone already knows that. And then like you can't use a second device. This includes MIDI devices. So like therefore like you can only use the loop station, no MIDI device as well. But and then here is the sentence. Here is the whole paragraph that Joe was talking about for like the extra cabling. So number 5, extra cabling within the machine is allowed. Example routine.
Are you looking at it yourself right now?
Yeah, exactly. Some of the outputs back into the inputs. Cables are not classified as devices. This is considered accepted by the organizers SBX as pushing the limit of the device RC505 itself. As long as you can stay inside of the device, it is considered pioneering and not rule breaching. So
you must be in the device,
inside the device at all times. New ways to work with the new ways to work the device are yeah. New ways to work the device are constantly popping up. We try to be cooperative within this mindset, providing a fair playground, but also some room and possibility for inventing and pushing the limits. So let me ask this question, right?
Okay.
I just want to ask one question, real quick. So hear me out, right? What if I became a programmer, right? Or like someone someone in this world like a loop station artist, like that's a programmer as well. They maybe do coding a lot, right? What if they went into their own RC505 and they just put like serum FXs into their
I've
RC505?
thought about this.
Like
I've thought about coding your own effects and modding a
Yeah.
505.
like what if you did that?
I think
would
it
that
would be
still be-
allowed
would that
the
still be allowed?
first year.
Yeah.
I think it would be allowed the first time you did it,
Yeah.
and then the controversy would start.
Yeah. So like you can win one.
I think it
one
would
year.
be really. I think in the end it wouldn't be allowed because it's too close to producer category,
Yeah.
and also you could just put it. Yeah, like you said, you could just put a synth in there, right?
Yeah. But like
And yeah,
they're
and
still,
they
but you can still argue it's pushing to the limits.
yeah, but it's not pushing it; it's adding to it.
Yeah. True.
In a similar sense that
Like
I
a second
think
device.
that it's a fair trade-off that they're not allowing MIDI devices, but allowing cabling.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
still allowing for greater sound design, but they're removing the whole thing of just you push a button and it does everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Keitra saying that as
MIDI,
well in chat. Yeah.
yeah, MIDI
they're-
was like
they're
a
black.
little bit too powerful at times. Like I get it. I get why people like MIDI. It does allow you to control the machine better, right?
Yeah.
But it also like it's also like a big barrier.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like cables doesn't cost much. You can spend £10 on like
Yeah.
a really good cable. Good, you have that. You can't spend £10 on a good launch pad.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
Yeah,
all
and-
sounds must be generated through the human voice or body via the microphone. No pre-recorded samples.
What about my dick?
This includes the metronome. This includes the metronome, so that it is audible to the public. This is strictly forbidden.
What if I use my dick?
So you're not allowed to do the rhythmind tech of
Yeah.
using the drums built into the Mark One.
Yeah, but like, what if I can make a kick drum with my dick? Is that allowed?
That's technically okay.
That's part of my body.
The thing is, it's allowed. It's technically allowed in the competition. It's not allowed by law. There will be minors at this event, so you slamming your dick into the microphone on stage probably going to get you arrested.
All right. Anyways, Alpha must be
Like
one
what will probably
stereotype.
happen is they'll tell the sound guy to just drag the faders down to the bottom, and you'll be dragged off stage promptly.
Mhm. But
Yeah, you're only allowed to connect one microphone.
yeah. I mean, like this is.
I've
like,
not seen that be a problem in the past, but I'm glad that they haven't let it be one.
I mean, the rest of it
That's
is
good
all like very
foresight.
standard, right? The rest of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm skimming through it. It's like it's all like very standard.
yeah. Judges: Brez, Christoph, Frosty.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Great jobs.
I
But, yeah.
think personally,
Mhm.
because Christoph is reffing all of these, I think that obviously he does mixing stuff. I'm not saying this just to push him out of the market. I think that he shouldn't be allowed to mix any of the stuff because it could make him bias.
Yeah.
I think that there's a conflict of interest there, and he shouldn't be if he's mixing anything. He shouldn't be allowed to those would be disqualified, or he should be in trouble for that. And I don't mean that as anything against him. I just think whoever is being the referee shouldn't be allowed to do those things. If I was the referee, I don't think you should do those things. Judging is a little bit different.
Yeah.
I've judged things I mixed before, and I tend to be more harsh on the things that I've judged actually, rather than favoritism, because I lived inside it for a good hour, listening to every little detail. I know everything that's there.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm able to be more objective about things that way. So if you're mixing it, it's a little bit different. There's still a conflict of interest though there, so like it's still like ethically questionable even then. But yeah, Christoph, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but if you are allowed to mix anything, I think there's a big conflict of interest there, and you shouldn't be allowed to. Nothing personal though. I think if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, I would actually, if I was asked to ref, I'd be saying, okay, you have to pay me this much money because that's how much money I'd be losing from not mixing all of these.
All right. Anyways, back to producing category now. Producer category.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. So
You want
there's
to
a
read this
lot
one?
of things about it. It must be either vocally sourced or vocally triggered. I feel like that's like the most important thing. Here's my thing with producing category is that I don't really want to get into it because like there's like way too many things to cover here, and we just simply don't have the time today, to cover them.
Yeah.
But
It's
all you
like
have to know is that
ba-
the judges are KBA,
yeah.
Christoph, and Inky, and that there's only 2 wildcards.
Where does it even say that? There's so much. Oh my gosh, there's
Yeah,
so
there's
much
way
to
too many
go.
things. Yeah, I skimmed through it and I was just like, this is like way too much for us to cover today.
Yeah,
Especially,
it's basically for nothing pre-recorded.
yeah, yeah, it's like we're almost out of time, kind of thing like that. So like we should just move on, kind of thing like that. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's about how things will be judged, and because it's meant to be a live looping set, not a DJ performance.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's very. Oh, there's even like a you must email support at Swiss Beatbox your full setup, stuff like that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and then crew judged by Christoph, Dilo, Shangzi.
Zhengzi, as
Is that how it's said?
no, Zhangzi.
It's Shangzi
Yeah, you
correctly.
got it right.
Shangzi.
I was trying to fuck with you and try to make you more white than you are. But
Zhangzi.
Zhengzi.
Um,
Yeah, 2 wild
yeah.
cards will be chosen.
Yeah, contractual obligations. This section. Now we're really getting into it. Participating in GBB will lead to the acceptance of everyone joining the competition and being available for the SBX team to sort out any questions about the artist or judge at GBB. Everyone will sign a contract that video and audio rights belong to SBX for the GBB 25 competition itself, and every artist will provide any necessary information needed to come to a proper realization of the event. GBB, for example, give personal information, such as like shipping addresses and stuff like that, or important information, or give email contacts so we can reach out and share important information, such as timetable or GBB rules, so that the team can prepare like dietary requirements or any sicknesses or anything or religious orientation, book flights in time,
Yeah, so
give consultation about any questions in terms of musical rights to get full clarification.
hold on.
E.g., artist is signed to the label, but is allowed to perform or is allowed, in case of winning the event, to do further projects with SBX if wanted and both sides agree, go on tour, record an artist speak, etc. That's a long sentence, by the way.
Hold on. So does this mean that they are booking your flights and flying you out there? Because it says book flights. Like what they're saying is that they're gonna book your flight. So are they gonna book your flight, or is it like and pay for it, or is it like they were just gonna book your flight, but you have to pay for whatever fucking flight they book for you? Like that would sound really shitty, right?
I don't know. I think that'll be revealed at a later date, but it seems like they're going to pay for flights, as far as I'm aware.
I hope they do, because it's been a fucking minute.
You know what's good? They mentioned religious orientation. Because I know that certain religions require you to pray at certain times of day.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's very important that they're checking that.
Yep.
I think it's a huge step forward for accessibility.
Yes.
Actually, props to SBX for that. It's a good thing.
And then the
great thing to just mention that.
And
a lot of the legal stuff as well, they haven't had to mention as well. Like they didn't need to say, oh yeah, you'd be signing the a contract for this audio and video stuff. It's just good for transparency that they're doing this. They're a lot more transparent this year. At least, like, they're very wordy, but at least they're being more transparent. Big step forward. I'm impressed.
Yeah, and then like after this, it goes into safe space, which is like
hang on, there's more there contracts. Yeah, so further contractual information will be shared with GBB Wildcard winners, GBB participants, judges, and hosts. If those standards are neglected and arrangements and engagements are broken, SBX has the right to plan the event GBB for the individual case and situation of the artist differently. or even disqualify the artist, team, or crew from the event or take videos down. I think that's just related to previous years and stuff. Monetizing videos is extremely important for SBX since the entire history of GBB is based on it. Without the income from YouTube, we cannot develop the project GBB, so we need every video to monetize. We take orientation from our slogan, We Love Beatbox, and the Beatbox family, where we reinvest our income to make the event next year better. If we are blocked and lose money, we risk not being able to continue our business appropriately. So we kindly want to ask that everyone. We continue our business appropriately. So we kindly want to ask everyone to understand those circumstances by agreeing to these terms and conditions.
Yeah, and then it goes into safe space.
I wonder what they'll do about covers and stuff like that as well. Because
that's a fair use. That's fair use policy. So
okay.
Yeah, because I know that because we had that before at Beatbox League. Actually, we had a whole thing actually about fair use actually, because in the past we had a looper. I'm gonna say this name because like this is like a video that's still on Beatbox League, so like there's literally no reason why I should be hiding this. But like Saijo, let's say, so Saijo, he made a he was in a competition called the 5v5, right? And so he participated in a conversation. We uploaded a video from the competition. I forgot it was either his shout out. I think it was just his shout out actually. But he competed in it, and we uploaded his shout out for the competition. And in that video, he did a cover of a very, very famous song. I actually forgot the name of the song. But he did a cover. And it was so fucking accurate to the song itself that like what ended up happening was that we actually got copyrighted on that video.
Oh, really?
Yes, seriously. Like I was like, that's not a copyright. That's fucking fair use because I knew this. I was like, this is fair use policy. Like this is like we didn't use any fucking things. Like Sidro did not use anything from that song to make this song. He just used
it wasn't a remix. It was a cover.
It wasn't a remix. It was a cover. It was completely not a remix. So you cannot copyright this. Zero chance. And so, so I literally had to email the fucking people who copyrighted us and be like, hey, like this was a fair use policy. This is like we did not use anything from the song. You can re-listen to it, see it yourself. We did this all on the loop station. The Sidro did all this on the loop station, everything like that. Not we, Sidro did. And then like this whole thing happened, and then they like dropped their claim. Which was great, but like like that's true, like that actually does happen like a lot of times, and like it's crazy to think about it, but
it kind of reminds me of a while ago I used to talk about this a lot, quite publicly, and this issue's gone away. I think one of the reasons I think it's gone away is because I've talked about it. Loopers used to do a cover of a track and then they call it a remix, right?
Yeah.
And I would say don't call it a remix. Don't release it as a remix because
it's
a
not.
remix contains samples
from the original track.
Of the original.
Yeah, I even knew this.
And if you broadcast that that this is a remix, then what you're doing is you're effectively giving permission for the record labels that own that music, that own the recordings, not to maybe to sue you, or just to have it taken down, or to just claim it and to say this belongs to us now, all the money of it goes to us because you've said it's a remix. And so that's not as much of an issue anymore. But if you are wanting to put out a cover and you call it a remix,
don't do it.
Even if you made it really accurate on loop and like change some stuff, like it's still a cover. It's not a
exactly.
Remix.
It's still a cover.
Remixing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you want to call it a remix because it sounds cooler, you're just opening yourself up to a bunch of issues.
Exactly. So don't try to make your stuff called a remix, please. Like, just call it a cover.
Yeah.
Like I like, and this is also part of the reason why I never actually did any covers. I just did.
Yeah. And then cover licenses as well. It's just a whole.
Yeah, it's just a whole thing. Like, I think, like for me though, like I did remixes of my own tracks. So like you can't argue with me. I literally did because I remember like my first like SY track was the Intruder.
It's more of a VIP though, isn't it? If it's from yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, VIP. But like yeah, like Intruder, I made a whole VIP of that. I actually there was a Chinese guy that actually did want like samples from Intruder, like the actual like the presets of it, just so they can make a remix. Somebody actually did reach out to me before about this, and I was like, damn, like this is cool, but like no. So but like there could have been like that, but like just to tell you, that's how you make a remix. Like you
Yeah.
get those shit
Okay.
from the original. But yeah.
Next section, safe space. I already don't like it because it's called safe space, and they have not involved Beatbox Safe Space, the non-profit organization that I'm on the board for, with this. So it's immediately misleading, and I hate that. So fuck you, Swiss Beatbox, for that, because you've immediately been incredibly misleading with
You
that.
pissed off a Brit.
And I think they should change that. I think they should change that immediately to like anything. Like they could change it to anti-Diddy policy. Like I don't care, right?
Diddy policy. Holy shit, my daughter's just calling me. All right, keep going.
Okay. So yeah, they should really just call it like a code of conduct or something like that, not safe space. That's incredibly shit for them to call it that. Terrible. Looks bad for the company as well. Yeah. So it says everyone that wants to participate, either as wildcard participants, already qualified participants through battle qualifications or previous GBB qualification, judges, part of the SBX team, part of the GBB team, volunteers, participants as a fan of the event, sponsors. Everyone has to accept that SBX / TVAM, I'm assuming it's a company or something they're involved with, is not tolerating insults such as disruptive disrespect, personal attacking, mental and physical disturbance, racism, bullying, other indignities and offenses. Didn't mention sexism, but I guess that comes into other. Even though it's the largest one that happens in beatboxing.
Yeah.
Oh no, that they do mention that to one another or any form of harassment such as no they don't mention it directly. They don't mention sex. They don't mention sexism. Any form of harassment such as sexualism, which isn't. I guess that's a word. I don't know if it's the right word there, but gender, primitive behavior. You're not allowed to act like cavemen, guy. Mental and physical violence and such more to define. I'm afraid, guys, you're not allowed to bring your giant clubs and go hunting at GBB. No primitive behavior. We are beatboxers and want to prove a good example and keep a clean image of beatboxing. The GBB exists to help an artist to get closer to a successful career and reach personal milestones. So we cannot tolerate any of the mentioned disruptions. Our team will check every report, more info to be announced. I'm assuming of where to report stuff. Any given case will be analyzed and has to be tangential to the event or the involved people, participants, judges, SBX, and GBB team. The following actions can happen depending on the case. Disqualification of the current.
One second. I need to go grab my DoorDash because this fucking driver just does not know where the fuck to go. So I need to go grab that. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
But you can keep going. Like I'll listen into the live stream.
Okay. So the following can happen: disqualification of the current year for GBB, or suspension for a certain period, e.g., current year of GBB and next year. Permanent exclusion of all our future events, permanent suspension. The board can decide, depending on the given situation of a given case, how long the perpetrator is going to be banned from GBB and events organized by SBX. SBX can punish for specific cases or take actions example, exclude participants from prizes, tours, and other given programs and projects for a year period of time. We will decide case by case. This is important. Options for punishment, verbal warning, ejected from the venue for the day or the entire event without refund, or temporary or permanent ban from SBX events, depending on the case. It's good that they mentioned that. They could have done it better in some ways. They could have actually contacted Safe Space and had them involved with writing that. Maybe it would have been better to do that and have people who are literally trained in writing these things involved. Then you might actually get to use the name of the company without us getting pissed off at you. Yeah. And then it says at the end, submit your wildcard. Have you read and understood everything related to your category? Alrighty then. We're excited to see your GBB wildcard for GBB 25. Do not hesitate to reach out to support at SwissBeatbox.com if you have any questions. Good luck. There are 8 comments asking a bunch of questions. I'm just not going to go through those. Yeah.
Hello?
So, what are your thoughts on the safe space stuff?
I wasn't able to listen in. I was fucking picking out my order, unfortunately. He was like fucking on call with me. He was just like, wait, stay on call with me. I was like, what the fuck are you?
It's just basically saying like you could be disqualified or prizes can be taken away, or you can be excluded from programs or tours, or like you can just be removed from the event without a refund and stuff like that if you break the rules. Basically just explaining consequences of being a dick, you know?
Yeah. And I think I mean like there should be like a fucking like a what do you call it? Diversity include like DEI office at Beatbox events. Maybe.
Yeah, I think there's a few things they could have done better with regards to code of conduct and their general inclusivity stuff. It's in the right direction, but there's some things they could have done better. Like I just said before, when you were away, they could have actually contacted Safe Space and had people who are on the team literally trained in writing code of conduct and stuff like that to write a better code of conduct and not had any issues like that I've pointed out.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well,
and then also we wouldn't have been pissed off for them using up fucking name, you know.
I think the other thing in my head is like there's other events in this world, right? There's like so many other events in this world that like music festivals, like let's just take EDC as an example. They could make like the safe space kind of rules. They could follow
code of conduct.
Yeah, the code of exactly. Fucking code of conduct. Yeah, that's the right word. I'm Chinese. I can't speak. But like the code of conduct, they could have made it the same thing as like EDC, or like they could have also made like inclusion and like everything like that, like the diversity, equity, inclusion, everything that they want to do is the same as like those other events. It wouldn't. What would they cost them? Like literally nothing. Like I don't understand why they just can't do that, you know, and they have to make their own version. It's kind of like they're like just learning from the next year, learning from the year before, things like that, while they could have just like read another one and just like realized that like it's much easier to do it that way.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my take on it a little bit. But yeah. So that's the entirety of the GBB rules in a nutshell, for the most part. Well, for the most part, definitely not.
This was a long one.
You basically read the entire thing. Like I was just like,
I read the entire thing.
I thought you just like knew like the things that you wanted to talk about, and like you were just gonna go on a whole tangent about it, and that was gonna be it. But then no, you read through the entire.
Oh no, there was so much. There was so much more to talk about than I thought there was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But yeah.
That's everything.
Yeah,
I'm enlightened. We skipped over producer because we were just like this.
Yeah, it was just way too much.
It's like looking into the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's everything, guys. Today we're out of time.
Thank you
Today.
for listening.
Yeah,
Thank you for watching. If you watched live.
Yeah, if you watched live, thank you for listening. If you're watching the back to playback, thank you for listening. And hopefully Joe didn't wake you up from your sleep, at one moment. And
I apologize for my constant sniffing and
Yeah.
occasionally blowing my nose.
Yeah, it's okay. So yeah, continue.
Cold.
Yeah, of course. And so like yeah, like we'll try to do this again. Like I think like next week or like the week after that. Like we'll try to do this again. Like in the next 2 weeks. Like like we'll try.
Don't expect consistency.
Yeah, don't expect us to like be like, we'll be always like every single week this time of day every single week. It'll probably be like a different time of day. Yeah, it'll probably be like a different time of day because like we all have like our lives and stuff like that. We're just doing this for fun. We got to make sure it works out with our schedule and like and if you guys are free, then just come on in and like watch us like in the stream next time if you're watching the playback. And if you're here right now, like Keitra is, please come back next time and we'll just keep talking shit. And like just keep doing that. But yeah,
this is just us talking shit, catching up. I mean, basically, this is a stream and a podcast where you just get to watch two random guys catch up with each other and talk about stuff
talk
in
about
beatboxing.
Yeah,
on
a channel that is dead.
Yeah. On our new podcast, Beatbox Talk. That's a joke. Decoy, please don't come after us. We're not stealing your name.
If anyone does have a name though for the podcast, that would be I would actually love
Beatbox Talk 2.
No. But like, if anyone actually does have a name for the podcast, like, please like let us know. Like, just DM the Beatbox League Instagram or like DM Madspeed. Don't DM my Instagram. My Instagram is like very like film centric now. It's like completely not beatboxing. So
don't DM me. DM Beatbox League.
So like, please don't DM me. Like, I will like all my promotions in beatboxing starting now is just gonna be on Beatbox League's Instagram. Like, pretty sure. So like,
or leave a comment below.
Yeah, or just leave a comment and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, I'm like talking way too much. All right, bye.
We're both tired.